Mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. What is this? We're back again, man. Back again. First and foremost, man, salute to Crusader Nation in the building already. Damn near 200 strong. The lights is almost at 100. Y'all on y'all job today, man. Salute to everybody been pulled up, man. It's gonna be one of the ones. We're gonna discuss some things, man, because that is a good man, Savannah. And again, if y'all don't understand that reference, y'all ain't one of them real ones, man. I need y'all to go do a little bit of research and really understand what that phone call means, what that phone call meant. But for those that do, salute to them. Again, man, salute to the Mars in the building. I see y'all. Lucky Marie in the building. Anime Malevolent Elephant is in the building. My boy Daryl Long is in the building with us. The Sousa is in the building. Mars doing their thing. It's gonna be a great conversation, man. How's everybody doing? First and foremost,
doing good.
So everybody looking good, man.
Yeah,
Always
doing well.
Thank you.
Okay, man. It's gonna be a hell of a conversation. But like we always do, let me introduce this amazing panel that we have here today. First and foremost, we have Ronan in the building with us, Miss Queen Sheba in the building with us, D. Ricky Williams in the building with us, Kayla.com is in the building with us, Miss Saida has joined us on this glorious night. We have Miss Security Boss herself in the building with us this evening. OT is on the way. So, again, man, all-star panel as usual. Hell of a discussion upon us. I think for housekeeping, what we got? We're still trying to come up with a name. I've been getting a bunch of names. Some of them are terrible. Some of them are
What about crew in the gang? Like Cool in the Gang? Joanna. Hey, I love you.
No, don't get me wrong. Salute to Cool in the Gang, but I don't know. We can just,
what about the crew members? What about the crew members?
See, that just sounds too generic. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting crew exchange, crew Wednesdays, cruising on Wednesdays with the crew. It's just a bunch of names coming in. I ain't seen one.
What happened to Crusaders?
Huh?
That's the chat.
Yeah. That's the chat, man. That's the members of the chat and Patreon.
What about All-Star Crew?
It's too generic. I don't know, man. But we ain't gonna come up with it today. But y'all keep putting them in the chat, and if I see one or two that stand out, man, then we're gonna pick 2 or 3 and then we're gonna take a vote. Look at that. Crew drivers. Look.
Crew drivers.
But yeah, man, we're gonna figure it out.
Not that one. Everybody like, ooh, nah.
Isn't that 2 crew? What is Cruise Day?
2 live crew.
2 live crew. My crew. See, look, man, we're gonna
crew in the gang.
It's a crew in the gang. Get it off that.
We'll figure it out again, man. But first and foremost, housekeeping, man. The merch, man. Make sure that y'all tap into the merch if y'all ain't bought nothing already. If y'all like what y'all see, these tees will be back available soon. If you day one crew season members, you know what this is right here. This is literally the first T-shirt ever made ever. And we ain't selling these right now, but they will be back pretty soon, man. So salute to everybody. But again, the sweaters, the cartoon tees, the powder blue sweatshirts, all of that. Still got more things coming. Beanies will be here soon. Crop tops, all of that, man. Crewseason.com. Make sure y'all tap in. Salute to the Patreon in the building. Salute to Beatbox in the building. I think that's everything, man. We got some.
I got it. What about Crew Tank Click?
Cool.
I think Malevolent Elephant had it. He said the crew necks.
The crew neck.
The crew necks. You sell crew necks.
That can go bad real quick.
See, y'all minds got to go positive. I don't know what's going on with y'all.
And the thing is, normally they be good. I remember when we came over Crusaders, that was in the first maybe 10 messages. I was like, damn, okay, yeah, that's it right there.
That's
man, good. We done got 100 entries for the name of Wednesdays, man. We still ain't came up with it.
Someone said crew Wednesday, like wins.
Crew boost.
Wednesdays?
No, crew wings, like winning Wednesday.
Crew
like
Wednesday.
Crew Slayers.
I saw it somewhere, so
Oh, you loving the crew? That's cute.
All right, man. All right. Without further ado, let's get this thing started.
And no Drake.
First question of the night, man. We're gonna dive right in here, man. I see again. Make sure that you tap the like button if you have not tapped it already. It's gonna be a hell of a discussion. First question: does the phrase "good man" get thrown around way too often in this era, in y'all opinion, or are there way more good men who just don't get that credit in this era, man? What's your thoughts on that? Since O is late, I guess we're gonna start with eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch it. Nah, we're gonna start with Queen.
Oh,
Go ahead, Queen. We'll start with Queen first.
Repeat the question. I want to make sure I stay on track tonight.
Yeah, because last time you was trying to slide goalposts, man.
I had you hemmed up.
But yeah, I say, does the phrase "good men" or "a good man" get thrown around too much, or are there more than we think, and they just ain't getting their credit out here?
I don't think it gets thrown around by men on the behalf of men, right? I don't hear men say, I'm a good man. I hear women say, I'm a good woman, but rarely do I hear men calling themselves good man. Now, I do hear women saying, I want a good man. I need a good man. A good man. So when you say, does the phrase good man get thrown around too often? Can you give me a little bit more context so that I can speak to what you're asking?
Okay, well, oftentimes in this space, like, men will speak on the fact that, hey, man, it's way more good men out here. But, it's just women want excess. They want, men that are celebrities, men with blue checks, things of that nature. And then they kind of judge all men based off of that select few 1%, 5%, 10% that they target. But again, they'll say it's a lot of good men, but they just get overlooked for those type men. But then you'll turn the same question to women, and they'll say there's just not enough good men out here, man. Like, it's not like I'm out here dating. I've been on 10 dates. I ain't none of these men out here is worth nothing serious. So I don't know where all these good men at, right? So that brings about the question: does the term "good men" just get thrown around a bit too recklessly, or are there a lot who are just getting overlooked?
That's a really good question. From a woman's perspective, I think so. I think it has gotten lost in translation because have you ever paused when talking to a woman? And this is not a beat up on women, right? Because I advocate for women. But there's times I will pause and ask somebody, well, what does that mean to you? And she can't really give me a full answer, right? It's like, no, that's not the question. But what does that mean? What does he need to look like? So from the aspect and on the side of if we're looking at the fence of the women, I think so. But on the side of the men, nah, men don't really throw it around too loosely from my perspective, in my opinion.
Okay. We're gonna go to Ronan next. What's your opinion on that, man?
My opinion is it's often too broad, too vague, as it is abused. How do you define good? Good for credit repair, good for the night, good for a season. No one goes in depth to how they define good. Are they good by their merit? They're good by their word. Are they good at what they do? Are they good and under pressure? I mean, you got to define things in order to, determine the value of that person and the situation. So most times they just throw it out there just to say they want something, but they can never define it. So that's what I see.
Okay. SB is the term "good men" thrown around too loosely, or that way more than we think?
well, yeah, but I think what happens is if you ask a man, he qualifies a man as being good totally different from what a woman would qualify a man as being good. So a woman would say, I'm looking for a good man. Where are they? And a man would be like, it's more of us than there are of you, because they see themselves differently. A woman, we just have different qualities of what a good man is, and men just think differently. So men are definitely saying we're good men everywhere out here. They're this and they're that. But a woman would look at that same man and be like, no, you're not considered a good man.
Gotcha. I agree with that one. Rick,
Yes, sir.
the term a good man thrown around too loosely out here, or the good men just getting overlooked out here, man?
To answer the question, I think most good guys get overlooked. I don't think it's a term used too loosely. But good is in the eye of the beholder. You know what I'm saying? If a person, for example, if a woman like the fast life and fast money and she addicted to that street lifestyle, right? A dude that's out in them streets on that corner every night, that's a good dude to her. You see what I'm saying? So you will have to add that particular person it applies to, because it's based off their moral standard and regard, right? So they might be a good person, just not a good dude, a good man, just not a good man for you. That's all I got on it.
I definitely agree with that one. Again, it all depends on taste. Miss Kayla, is a good man really that hard to find out here? Or are they just getting overlooked?
You know what? I would say, per the question, I think a lot of good men get overlooked based on what I think is good, because that's all we can measure it to. I do think when it comes down to the term like good men, or good in general, I think when people start talking about relationships, people usually, the comparison is to like the worst thing, not usually to the best thing. It's like, well, at least I ain't got no kids. Well, at least I don't do the drugs. Well, at least I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a good man. I don't do this other horrible thing. So that makes me good. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least I don't, I don't do crime, even though you could be like a toxic, narcissistic, emotionally abusive person. You know what I'm saying? Like, the scale is like, it's kind of like, what's the scale? And I guess it would just have to say your median, if you give a score on all the different categories, that your median being leaning towards good, that you could be considered a good man based on the median of all the different facets of being whole, healthy person, right, of society. So yeah, I mean, that's what I think right now.
Okay, I would definitely say, man, good men. It's a lot of good men are overlooked, and I think it's because they don't necessarily know how to present themselves. Right? He may be a nice guy, he may be educated, he may make a decent amount of money, but none of that information will ever be known if you're not given the right presentation. So I think we kind of got to help those men. Speaking from the male perspective, we kind of got to help those men in terms of like navigating how to present yourself that'll make you desirable to a woman. It's not necessarily physique, or don't get me wrong, you should be in shape, but that's not the like super determining factor. Like, it's just, again, just social skills in general. A lot of men just don't know how to speak to women, and they may be a great guy and they may have good morals and solid foundation and discipline and all of these things, but if you get in front of the woman you want and freeze up, or you can't hold a conversation, or you giving one word answers and you don't really know how to get her to talking, which is really the secret, fellas, if y'all listening, because women want to talk. All you got to do is just later platform out for them to do so, and that's going to solve half your problems. But again, that's something that you learn, and I think a lot of good men get overlooked because they hadn't quite developed those skills yet to draw her in and to be able to see the rest of him. So that'll be my answer. There's a lot of good men getting overlooked. Miss Saida, what's your take on this, man? Is good men, the term good man, get thrown around too loosely, or are they really that hard to find?
Right. No, you actually took like what I had in mind. That for the sake of the question, yes, men get overlooked simply because we don't even give the time to. Where are you getting that he's good or bad from one date? Like, just one date and you're already thinking if that person is good or bad. Like, you're not even given the chance to get to know the person a little more, to show you more of what the person is. And yeah, men, but in general, like, it could apply to anyone, right? Like, we're not allowing the time to get to know this person. So one date cannot tell me. I can see that person is, he seems like a good guy. It seems like it, but actions could be different. I need to see more to actually say this person is good or bad. That's it.
I like it. Which brings me, pardon me. Which brings me to my next question. what type of presentation is desirable to women? I mean, because again, this is a productive, solution oriented show. So again, we all admit it. Basically, there's a lot of good men that just ain't giving the right presentation. So, in your opinion, give me a trait, or give me something that a man could work on. Give me one thing. You ain't got to run off a whole list. We got 7 people that got to answer. But if you could think of one aspect that they could tighten up the presentation, and that may be able to draw them more women, what would it be? And we're gonna go right back to Miss Queen.
Communication. And not just in a relationship. A man that can communicate and possess the skills to communicate goes very far in life, with or without a woman. In corporate America, if he serves in the military, a man that can effectively communicate, where he can communicate and everybody understands exactly what he's asking for, exactly what he's saying. Communication is key. It's effective. It can make you or break you. So if I had to sum it up, he has to be able to communicate, period.
Can I give my word? I think it's discipline for me. Like a disciplined man. I find that attractive. Or, I feel like if a person is, or a man is disciplined, like he will have a lot of order in his life in many different ways.
Okay.
So for me, I would have to say humor. Like this life thing go up, it go down. But you got to be able to like laugh at it, laugh at yourself. just like I think that is a big I guess that's under communication, but like that's when it comes to attracting someone, you want to attract a woman, being able to make her laugh. I mean, that's a whole thing in its own self. Some of the guys that may not be as attractive or whatever, but they can make women laugh. They can make women feel good in the way that they speak with them and deal with them. That's definitely attractive.
Ronan, how could they improve their chances out here, man?
I would say depth, not just living experiences, but actually mastering oneself. That encompasses everything. Stepping outside your comfort zone, being confident, learning how to be cool under pressure. That communication, that's one thing, but learn how to communicate those boundaries and standards, not just within yourself, but around yourself. Accrue that value about yourself, and then that attracts people to you and keeps certain individuals away from you.
Definitely agree with that. SB, how can they improve their chances out here with these women in terms of presentation and character traits and things?
Only one word?
Well, you could provide context behind it, but just give me one thing that you feel like that they can improve on to help their chances out here.
I like them clean cut. We used to say sharp. I like a sharp looking man. Sharp.
Hygiene, very important. Haircuts, shape ups, things of that nature. Beard
Goes
trims.
to the yeah.
Okay, I like it. Rick, some advice that you would give these dudes, man, to give a more presentable version of themselves to these women.
Me personally, learn to make a decision. Be decisive. Right? Like, make a damn decision. Make a choice and live with it. It's all right. You ain't gonna get all of them right. You're not gonna get all of them right, man. But this is why they tell you what you want to eat. I don't know. Whatever you want to eat, make a decision. Right? And I'm that's part one. Part two is like become good at something. Right? Because that way you can have confidence within yourself about a particular subject matter. Right? And things you tend to know, you're confident when you speak of them. And believe it or not, in my personal opinion, just like we have conversations in the back, when a person have knowledge on something, people tend to listen. Even if it's not something they're not into, people tend to listen, right? So become confident, right? Learn to speak and stop. How I want to say this? Stop quelling your voice for other people. You got bass in your voice for a reason. Let it project. Speak to a woman like you have some confidence, bruh. That's all I got on it.
Like that. I would say, man, become an active listener. A lot of what you don't know can be picked up with just shutting up and listening, man. And like being in spaces and becoming well versed. I think that's probably one of my best traits, is just being able to sit back in a room and just peep things. You know, I'm not trying to be the center of attention. I'm not trying to, go above and beyond or try to be something I'm not, which I see a lot of dudes doing, especially when women are in the room. Like I'm sure everybody done been in a situation where, a group of attractive women is in the room, and then you got to look wrong. Like, he already know what I'm talking about. And you got guys in there who would normally be one way, but now these women have walked in, and now I'm trying to, trying to roll tighten my sleeve up a little bit. I'm trying to, show off my belt, put my shirt up so my belt can show a little bit. I'm trying to project. I'm trying to be a comedian extra, just jokes back to back that ain't funny. Just you trying to belittle your homeboys to try to big yourself up. Things like that. Nah, just chill. Just sit back, just analyze, just chill. And then when you speak, let it be meaningful. Let it be powerful. Because women are attracted to that quiet force in the room more times than not. But, again, that comes with listening. That comes with being well versed in things, and being well versed with things that maybe you're not, familiar with, like things that interest women. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of things that men just, women like that. Oh, hell no, I'm out of there. But what you're doing is you're cutting off the line of communication with her. So it'll be dope if y'all chopping it up and she get to speaking about something she's passionate about, and you can add something to the conversation. Now it's like, whoa, wait a minute, you know something about that? Yeah, I'm well versed. So yeah, just actively listening, man. That is so important, man. So important. That would be the one trait that I would give y'all for sure. Real quick, man, before we get on to the next question, man, we're gonna pay some bills. Appreciate everybody for tapping in, man. Make sure that y'all hit that like button, man. Y'all know what time it is. Crusader Nation is in the building, going off already. Miko with the fireball. What is an average lion? I'm not sure how to answer that one, gang. That going on my head. Ronnie, you know what he's talking about? I have no idea.
No, I don't either.
Okay, bro, you're gonna have to provide a bit more clarity, man. I want to ask the question.
An average lion is still a lion, sir.
Does he mean female or male? Because a lion could be a female or a male.
I'm trying to look to the chat to see if maybe he'll give us some clarity, man, but I ain't seeing it. I don't know.
I don't like to assume anything, so
he need to pay more and just go ahead and elaborate. Ain't nobody got time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Miko, appreciate you, big dog. But yeah, we're gonna need a little more clarity. Eugene with the fireball. Some women's perceptions of a good man are realistic. Some women's perception of a good man are unrealistic. You're 1,000% right, and we're gonna get into that in just a second. But we appreciate you, Eugene, as always, man. It's family right there. Miko again. Oh wait, maybe I didn't cancel that out. Accountability partner building with the fireball. UGK Underground Crew. Shout out to Port Arthur. UGK Wednesday, man. Shout out to the hood, man. You already know what time it is. Port Arthur, Texas, if y'all are not familiar, man. Home of Steven Jackson, Pimp C, Bun B, Small Charles. It's just a bunch of greatness that comes from that city, man. Crew season. So, yeah, man, salute to the hood, man. Everybody tapped in. AP, we appreciate you, big dog. Miss Island Girl in the building with the 20 ball. We appreciate it. She said they can improve their chances by not listening to hurt men on YouTube. Hey, Ricky, hey, Trio, and SB. I would agree with that, man. You got to listen to some men who got some motion out here, man, or who done had some motion. A lot of these people on here is giving you rage advice, and that ain't gonna do nothing but get you looked over even more, big dog. Go ahead, Rona.
Also want to add something. Body language. That tells a whole story before you even enter the room fully.
That's facts. Hell yeah, well said. Definitely.
I
And
think he
we
answered
can
that an average lion was a lion. I saw it. It
got
wasn't
you.
a super chat.
Copy. Uh,
No. No, because the lion is considered the king of the jungle, but there is only one leader for the pack.
Right.
So
yeah. But Holland girl, man, appreciate you. You already know it's love, man. Salute pulling up on us, man. Matthew with the 10 ball. I agree with SB. A man will say another man is good based on a moral standard. A lot of women will say a man isn't good because his sex game is weak, because he can't dress, because he's boring, etc. See, it goes back to what we
Mm.
said, man. Presentation is important, man. Make sure y'all get your presentation together, man. Everybody gave you a trait. So if y'all didn't know, now you know. Go ahead and work on that, man. And that way she could be able to see the other attractive traits that you do got, man. I want everybody to win out here, man. Again, we ain't up here just talking to talk. But appreciate you, big dog. Sheldon Ward in the building for 20 ball. He said, I just want to donate to the Crusaders Trust Fund. Also, communication can't be key if most women are not emotionally intelligent when you speak off of nothing but emotion, since it's not logically. Salute Rick, Trill, and Ronan. Appreciate you, Sheldon. You already know what time it is, man. That's family right there. Kevin with the 20 ball. We appreciate it. Say, being myself, aka a good man at all times, even when no one is looking, has kept me happily married for 27 years. Hold on, let me get the round of applause back to you after that. 27 years of marriage. Come on, man. I love seeing that type of thing, man. We got to salute
Yes.
people who were able to maintain those long-term marriages like that, man. It is not easy, and if you've been in it, you know what I'm talking about. So salute to that, man. That right there is big. But all right, let's get back to business. Again, appreciate everybody for pulling up. Make sure y'all tap that like button if y'all ain't tapped it already. Next question. Are good men taken for granted in this era? And add some context behind it. SB, I see you shaking your head. You want to dive on out there first?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sometimes if they don't dress a certain way, they don't work a certain job, make a certain amount of money, they take the fact, women take for granted that they're good men because they don't qualify. So definitely they're overlooked. If they're not making what, 6 figures, I know that's a joke, but whatever. They have to be on they have to be of a certain quality to be considered a good man, which could be just not a good man for you, but they're just canceled out if they don't have a certain amount of stuff.
I agree with that. Rick, a good man getting taken for granted in this era. And if so, please provide context.
Taken for granted or taken advantage of?
Taken for granted. Because I don't feel like a good man can be taken advantage of.
That's what I was clarifying.
I got you. I already know.
You know what I'm saying? So taken for granted, yes. I think, and like I said, I play both sides of the coin. Yeah, they take it for granted. Good women are too. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna play it fair. It's just weird. It's weird. Like human nature is weird. It's just weird. The good things in your life you get used to, and they become expectations. They become expected. You know what I mean? It's like to me. Like I said, I don't hold it against nobody because I think we all guilty of it at some point in our life. We try our best not to, right? But we all had that one friend that you can count on them, whenever, you know what I'm saying? 3:00 in the morning, you can call them. You need $20, they there. They got you, know what I'm saying? And it becomes expected. It becomes our norm. And no matter what nobody say, we're creatures of habit. Right? So the once you get used to it, it's kind of hard to see it as something that's not owed to you or something that's not of the norm. And I think that's the biggest thing is that, again, once we get comfortable with these things, everybody takes them for granted at one time or another. It's the real people that can, realize that, hey, people like that don't come in your life and you reciprocate. A lot of people like that don't come in your life. You don't get a lot of people in your life that, treat you the way you treat them and vice versa,
Definitely agree with that one. Definitely. Miss Saida? Are good men taken for granted in this era?
I think so. Yeah. That- I'm going back to my point. Like, we're not given the time, and there are things that are workable. So we're not allowing the chance for that man to change or at least improve those things. Because there's a difference between something that, is definitely cannot be worked and workable areas. Probably that person never got feedback from anyone. And it requires for someone to say it. And then that person will be like, you know what? I never thought about it, and just improve from there. But yeah, my answer will be yes.
Right? Ronnie, are good men taken for granted in this era?
Yes. Many good men are taken for granted, and they're only honored and remembered in regret. When he gives a lot of himself to help somebody through their trauma, and then some people just become complacent, or they get used to his kindness, or see him as an last ditch option. That's why a lot of good men get taken for granted, and many guys who aspire to be good men, they're taking advantage because of bad boundaries. In my opinion.
Oh, wait. You got to elaborate a bit more on that. I see where you're going, but I just want you to break down those boundaries a bit more.
Well, a lot of us, let's say, a lot of individual good men like to love and heal the individual that what they believe to be, rather than the individual right in front of them. And we have to be more grounded and rooted in what we see. Reciprocity is a benefit. Once they start showing appreciation to that individual, because good men, they have rough times too. But if they give nothing back or even consideration, that good person has to know how to keep a good distance from certain people.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for right there. I agree 1,000%. Miss Kayla, are good men taken for granted in this era? And if so, provide a bit of context.
For sure. I think good people in general around the world are taken advantage of. It's pretty sad, but it definitely happens every single day. And it's kind of, I mean, it's what makes some people not want to be good, because good people are just, they try. You know what I mean? They really try. They give people the benefit of the doubt. And people just be it's tough. It's definitely tough for the good ones. I'll say that. I know it's a lot of people that are possibly like not good, could be cold, but that could also be because they were good and they really tried, and somebody did them so dirty and they said, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm through with this being good and being nice to y'all, because when I'm nice to y'all and I do all these things, y'all treat me like dirt. So, you know what I mean? So I know there's a lot of people that are like recovering from that and like in that space too. So it's tough. I definitely think good men are taken of it, well, are overlooked, and get the short end of the stick sometimes. Yeah.
I tell you what, Kayla, you just told come up story of probably 99.99976% of men. Me being one of them. Right? Because again, when you're being raised, especially you got your moms and grandma and things like that around, like they preach for you to have good characteristics. Hey, be a man of standard, be a man of morals. You treat all women so nice, man, and don't try to finesse women or take advantage of them or stockpile them. Just be out there having sex with a bunch of different women and you don't see no type of future with them. Like that is, you need to be a gentleman to these women, man, and just be this and be this and be that and be that, right? And then we go outside and try that, and it doesn't get us the results that we want, right? But when we look to our left and we see the guy who's not doing any of those things, as a matter of fact, doing the direct opposite of those things, and it's a flock of women around him, that right there changes the way we view things. That turns good men bad, which is why I always say, man, every savage started out as a good dude, man. Every one of them. Every one of them. And then life kind of guides you in a direction according to the result that you want. The result is men want to be desired by a lot of women. We do. That's just what it is. Like that's very important to men, especially younger men, right? But when you go outside and that's not the case, you will be willing to do whatever is necessary for that to change. And oftentimes that's what happens to men. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to tell Kayla, she 1,000% right on that. She described most men's plight. I'm gonna just be honest. But go ahead, Queen. You feel like good men are taken for granted out here, man.
You already know what I'm gonna say. No. I don't. Not a good man. A good man is a well-rounded man. A good man knows who he is. And he, in spite of what comes his way, he can navigate that. He can address that in the moment. He can reposition himself. And also he can demand respect or you got to go. Not a good man. Because when you think about, there's some, because if we say a good man is taken for granted, does that deem him a weak man? And I don't mean that in like a bad way, because there's some men in training, right? Financially in a position, you're not where you are, but you're still like maturing, right? There's some men that haven't grown into themselves physically when you think by way of sports and athletics, right? When you think of it, let's just talk about sports. Are good athletes passed over and taken for granted on the field? No, they show up, they perform. So when I think about good men, if good men are taken for granted, then who's at the top? That's one thing I'm thinking. If all the good men are taken for granted and being forsaken and walked all over, who's at the top? Who are we looking up to? Who are we marrying? Who's in business? Who's driving the charge for men? Who's the leader of the pack, right? That's why I say a good man will not be taken for granted, right? There's a lot of men that don't know they're good. They may still be Ronan, you can disagree. It's based on my perspective, right? And just, I don't think so. I think people could try a good man, but a good man, a solid man, nah. You're not going to take him for granted and expect him to stay around and deal with that. Just my
Hey,
opinion.
I would have to disagree with that respectfully. I feel like, let me not say I feel like, I know that it's a lot of men, because the term taken for granted, right? It's not necessarily an indictment on that man. It's just an indictment on the people's priorities that he's dealing with. Right, it goes back to what Ricky was saying a lot about. You'll have somebody that show up to work every day on time for 10 years. But after he does that for so long, when he's first doing it, first year or two, hey man, salute to him, man. We're gonna give him a little bonus, a little pay raise, a little this, a little that, for this is commendable, exceptional, performance that you're putting on. But after the 10th year, it becomes to be expected. And it's not getting its just due. He's still coming to work on time, probably earlier than most people, things of that nature. But it's just like, okay, man, we know he gonna come to work on time. Similar to NBA. LeBron James is a perfect example of that. This man's in his 20th year, averaging damn near 30 points a game, 9-9. That's unheard of for somebody in their 20th year. But because Bron has been doing it for so long, when in reality he should probably win MVP damn near every year, if we're gonna be honest. But they're not gonna give it to him because he's been doing it for so long that behavior is kind of expected. Now, that doesn't make LeBron any less of a man. That doesn't make or less of a player or whatever the case may be. But it's just people begin to have fatigue to even
That's the
things that are positive.
standard. That's
So
kind of
who's
like
at
his
the top,
standard.
though? Why are other men winning if the good men are being taken for granted? I really need y'all to answer that question. I'm not trying to be facetious. Then what separates the boys from the men? Because we are all wounded in some way. So are those men staying there in the hurt and being taken for granted? Like, just explain to me
Yeah,
if a man is being taken for granted, just kind of walk us through what separates the men that said, okay, I got hit, I took an impact, but I'm gonna get up. As opposed to those that say, shit, I've been here for 10 years. I'm being taken for granted. They're not paying me what I'm worth. What separates them?
no,
But they're not doing much to improve and to change that reality.
I don't think that's the point, Sister Sheba, to be honest with you. The point is that, and it's exactly what you said, a good man won't allow someone to continue to take advantage of him. That's a fact, right? But that doesn't change the fact that before that, the action still occurred, correct? right? So that's all I'm saying. Then that's why I asked Trill. I was like, you said taken for granted or taken advantage of, right? So it still happened. A man, if it's about his business, he gonna step up and be like, hey, that's not cool, or remove himself from the situation, right? But it still doesn't take away from the actual event that happened. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think we're saying the same thing. That's why I said if a man takes a hit, an impact, what separates him from the one that can take a hit? I got taken for granted, but I'm gonna move on, as opposed to the one that said I got hit and I'm gonna sit here and wallow in that impact for 10 years. What separates those men? What's the driving force between the one that stays for 10 years and the ones that I got hit? She took me for granted. My job took me for granted, but I got to move the hell on. Like,
Go ahead, Rona.
Well, I say, what people define as good men, there's 3 different types. You got a senseless giver. He gives so much of himself that he can't even give nothing to himself, but nothing but resentment and worse, which you see a lot out here. Then you talk about these selfish givers. They try to handcuff people with hospitality. Anytime they do anything, they hold an invoice on there. I did this for you. So all you want them to give you is just a good distance and no more favors. What great men do is find out that they are sensible givers. They pay themselves first. They pay the attention. That's like Ricky was saying. It's like they don't allow themselves to get taken advantage of like that. Okay, they took the hit. They take the time to heal up and know how to toughen those borders up and move forward. But he's still able to give of himself. He just has used more. He uses more discernment when he's giving. When he sees being taken advantage of, now he knows when to pull back and not hyperextend himself and then get mad at everybody else but himself.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think, again, we could even just look at plenty of marriages out here, man. Like you literally have people, you have a guy that's a stand-up guy, had to be, clearly you chose to marry him, right, according to your standards. Speaking on the woman in that marriage. And then, again, she may have not been as committed as she needed to be to it. Another opportunity came along, man with more money, man with more status, whatever the case may be, and she found something wrong to argue about in that relationship, found a reason to leave it, left it, and then went to go be with this man who seemed like a better option. And then she get in that relationship, he get the dog in her, and then she get to thinking about, well, damn, when I was with Todd, I didn't have to worry about this. He actually valued me. He actually, made me a priority. It wasn't just money. He gave me his time. He gave me his consideration, things of that nature, right? But again, her leaving that relationship and going to get smacked down, it's not an indictment on that man, on Todd. It's not an indictment on him. He a solid dude. He was a good dude. But it's just her perception of him wasn't what it needed to be. And that's what I mean by taking for granted. There's plenty of good dudes out here, stand-up dudes, just get taken for granted. And we can even put it away from relationships, talk about friendships. Same situation. You have a dude, I think Ricky done said this before. Dude, you can call at 3 a.m., 2 a.m. to give him the situation. He ain't asking no questions. He pulling up to to help you out in whatever the scenario is, right? And then that same friend call you or call one of his friends, and they not as willing. You know what I'm saying? But again, because they so used to him just being right there, that they don't appreciate it the way that they should. And in that scenario, he's taken for granted. So
that's good.
you know,
Thank you. That was good.
yeah.
Well, there's another thing too. It's like, and I say to the brothers, and shout out to my brother who his birthday is going to be in a few minutes. I say a good man, you're no longer a good man when you prostitute your presence and your purpose. And I'll leave it at that.
I like that. All right, man. I'm hearing bad news, man. I'm hearing that the likes are not matching the views. And again, I don't know why we got to go through this every single week, y'all. Y'all know that we will wrap this thing up, man. Make sure that y'all tap that like button. We appreciate everybody for pulling up, man. It's been a hell of a conversation so far. We're going to pay a couple more bills, and then we're going to get to the video. I promised myself we was going to get to the video within the hour mark, and I'm on pace, man. Give my credit, man. What Robert calling man? Appreciate y'all. All right. Hold on. First and foremost, we got boy Sheldon back in the building with the fireball. The line is the male. The lioness is the woman. Shout out to Crimson Cure. I agree with that. 100%. Satan's favorite Pookie with the 20 ball. We appreciate you, big dog. Yeah, I ain't even gonna try. Sayed, I got this, and I ain't even gonna try. Nope.
I am not Mexican. I don't do tacos. I do pupusas.
He asked her if she wants some tacos from the corner.
Oh, he's the same one. The same one. He only wanted to give me 2 tacos or something.
And he said, "Are you in Houston, right?"
Oh my goodness. No.
Oh my Lord, man. Salute to
What's up?
O's in
What's
the
up,
building,
yo? What's
man.
up?
He was taking his nap before
Ooh,
coming here.
welcome.
The man himself has made it in.
Excuse my tardiness. I apologize.
You are not excused. Your pay will be docked. We got Kenny processing the paperwork as we
Oh no,
speak.
Kenny, the last one to be processed. What these women on here lying about?
Oh man,
Wow, look at that
same
energy.
old, man.
Except SB, not SB.
We lying about being asleep.
He would know.
Pettiness.
He would
I'm
know.
not asleep.
He
The
would know.
pettiness right out the door. Look here, man. I appreciate Satan's favorite Pookie, man, with the 20 ball. We appreciate you. Sheldon with the 10 ball. I'm with Slick Rick. Most good men are taken for granted and placed in the friend zone. Then they come out as assholes due to being used and then known as hurt because they refuse to be used again. Do you guys agree with that one? Or?
I mean,
Here we go. Here we
Yep.
go.
Yep.
I
happens
mean,
all the
yeah. I
time.
mean, I
Happens all the
can
time.
see some validity. However, if you're hurt, then you should work on that.
It's a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle. It'll be a good dude, trying to do what he can for a woman. She hurt him. Now he the asshole, he the dick or whatever. Now he hurt a woman, and then she end up hurting a good dude. It'd just be an ugly cycle.
But it could be a good thing because if he's hurt for being taken for granted, the next time he sets a standard, then that young lady may not be able to talk to him or get his attention ever again. So that may make him a great man.
I agree with that one.
I agree with that, and I agree women should do the same.
I have an example for something that happened to me not too long ago. There's this guy who approached me and he said he wanted to be my friend, and I intentionally asked him a friend with no other intention, and he's like, yeah, I just want to be your friend. Okay, I just don't want you to blame me for putting you in the friend zone because you're putting yourself there already. Because if he wants, I knew already that I wasn't interested. If he said no, I want something else, I would say I'm not interested, thank you. Let's make that clear and fair, because I will say it immediately. But sometimes the approach is they have the intention to be your friend, and it's fine to be your friend first, but then if they have other intentions, it's better to make it clear so you don't waste your time as a man.
What kind of friends, Sarah?
I don't know. I just said I don't want no one to blame me for putting them in the friend zone, because if he came with the intention of being a friend, you can be a follower. They call it friend. To me, it's just a follower. I'm not, being friends with the person. No, I know what a friend is. So that's what I'm saying. I know the definition, but I guess I was just trying to give him that, if you have any other intention, you better make it clear from scratch.
So are you available to date? No.
All right. Appreciate you, Sheldon. Hold on, man. Island Girl Q in the building with the 50 ball. Hold on. Oh, mercy. We appreciate it. Say, get them likes up. You stingy me. Okay, man. Salute the Q, man. We appreciate you. You already know. Y'all heard it, man. Stop what y'all doing, man. Tap that like button, man. If y'all enjoying the conversation, it's about to turn up even more. Wait till y'all see this clip. Island Girl, appreciate you. Quest in the building. My dog. The man himself. What's going on, G? Say what's good, Trill, OG Ricardo. Hey, man, get the likes up before I be in your bushes, man. Y'all heard, bro, man. Again, if y'all ain't hit that like button, man, make sure that y'all do that, man. Again, this is a hell of a conversation. It's about to improve even more, man. Of course, you already know it's love, big dog. We appreciate you. Sheldon with the fireball. Shout out to SB, dearly beloved, Saida, Queen, and my chocolate ward sister, Kayla. Throw them leaves up. Look at leaves in the chat, man. If y'all ain't tapped them already, appreciate you, Sheldon. Market $2. Say this is for Todd, man. Prayers to the Tards of the world, man. They're just getting looked over constantly for Pee Wee. Y'all familiar with the pod? Y'all know who Pee Wee is, man. It was salute to Pee Wee too. He got a job to do as well. But we're gonna pray for Todd, man, for sure. Kenny with the the pink slip. All this. Boy, Kenny is a damn fool, man. Kenny donated for Todd too, man. Look, man, we praying for Todd's on this end. Todd's need more respect, man. Please. Sheldon, again, with the 5-ball, OT was getting it in. Ain't nobody hurt, Kayla. I'm just a beast now. Hold on, Kayla. Respect my man's proclamation, man. Don't do that. Jesus Christ. Marcus, the 5-ball. Most women are not ready for a good man. I agree. Because that means that they're going to have to do a job that a lot of them aren't necessarily ready and or willing to do. So, praying for the Tards. Al with the 5-ball. Perfect way to find out if you're being taken for granted. Tell your friends you got to move and see who helps. Hey, that's a fact.
Ain't nobody helping. Nobody's showing
That's
up.
a fact.
You better call that service.
Telling you, boys gonna have all kind of stuff to do that day. Billy the Kid with the 10-ball. Island Girl Q. I never heard of Jazz Fest. Red flag. Shout out to bro, man.
You never heard of Jazz Fest? Where you been at?
Yeah, man. So you from the turf, Kayla?
Oh, okay.
Nah, shout out to Billy, man. We appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, love you, Billy.
Sheldon with the 5-ball. Queen Sheba Cap. Women run every day from men who don't need them. It seems like it's a power trip nowadays, especially if he doesn't trip about your attitude. Queen, you want to respond to that?
No, I'm sorry that happened to him.
Lord have mercy. Real quick, B. Taylor herself is in the building. It's about to turn up even more. The troublemaker herself has arrived.
Yes, I was. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you good.
I even got my mic set up properly. I hurry up and hopped on. I just came from the gym, girl trying to be cute or whatever.
Yeah, man. I like it, man. Welcome. You already
Get
know
it
what
right
time
and
it is.
tight. That's right.
Yes, girl.
Right
Here.
Right in time, man. All right, we're going Al with the 5-ball. Most women have no clue
Irritate my eye.
who a good man is, but that would also mean you'd have to be a reflection of that to recognize that. Recognize real.
You don't need to see the chat anyway.
Let me see. Marcus the 5-ball. Brother Ricky with the fresh cut. Yeah, man. Salute to my dog, man. I got chopped up before he pulled up on us.
Shout out to my barber. Shout out to my barber.
Facts.
Yes, really crispy, Ricky.
Boy, faded up right. Web Slinger with the 10-ball. People are taught that truly good people don't expect things in return. But in reality, if you don't get some kind of reciprocity, you just get drained until there's nothing left. And that makes people bitter. I definitely agree with that. I done been on the wrong side of that situation a couple of times. Island Girl Q with the 10-ball. A lot of good men named as the fool guy in chicks' phones. Facts. That is facts as well. Point to the fact that they be getting taken advantage of, man. Tods, man. Don't allow yourselves to be taken advantage of no more, man. Salute to Island Girl.
You done gave them a name. They the Tods.
The Tods of the world, man. We got to, you know what I'm saying? We got
Karens and Kevins,
Pee-wees.
and then we got Tods.
Todd and Pee Wee, for sure. Matthew with the 10-ball. Facts trio. My mom raised me to not sleep with a lot of women. Find a wife, open doors, flowers, etc. Only to approach females and get friends on because you don't have what your mom told you not to be. That's a fact. That is a fact, man. Again, I wish it wasn't that way. I genuinely wish, like, as young dudes, that we can just go up to the girl we like, man, and just keep it G. Hey, man, my name is such and such. I like you. Blah, 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 blah. But apparently, that just doesn't work in a lot of situations, man, if we're going to keep it G. You got to have some with you, man, like a felony, a fight, a couple fights under your belt, maybe a couple shootings, different things like that. You got to have like a lot of attractive women, that gravitate to you already, things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? And that just should not be the case, man. So in 2023, we're gonna try to change that, man. Salute to Matthew. Island Girl Q with the 10-ball. Syed, I would was he gay? Men talk themselves out a lot. She talking about the man that tried to approach you and be in the friend zone.
No, he wasn't gay.
I
That's
have
the
no
part.
idea.
That's a
I don't think so.
tactic. That's a tactic.
I don't think so because then after
and you just need a friend.
No,
Yeah,
I don't think he was. But after that, after what I said, he was like, "Oh no, would you allow me to get to know you? You're beautiful, la 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 la." And that's the reason why I say what I said, because they usually come with that intention when they in reality they want to get to know you, and that's what they should say. And I immediately will say, well, "Thank you, I appreciate the gesture, but I'm not interested." Politely. I don't have to offend no one, just politely. But that's it.
There we have it. My boy Marvel Bishop in the building. Salute the bro. He just got off the platform, man. Super cool dude, man. Shout out to bro for the $20. Love. Right next, Billy the Kid again. Trill can't read. She never heard of Jazz Fest. Ain't that what I said? That's what I said, bro. But salute the bro again. Let me see. We got Antoine Guthrie with the 2-ball. Crew Tods. Look, man, prayers to the Tods, man. Prayers to the Tods, bro. Kenny T in the building to 10-ball. Shout out to Kenny T for. I'm not about to read that, man. For being you get on my nerves, man. Shout out to bro, man. And if you start hating, I'm mute. Shout out to bro, man. Appreciate you. Marvel Bishop with another 20, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, shout out to Bishop.
He's dropping bags off.
Yep, he's that guy for sure.
Stand-up guy, man. We definitely appreciate you, bro. All right, I think that's all of it, man. Without further ado, let's get into this video, man. We laid some foundation as to good men, whether or not they're taking advantage of. What does a good man look like? Recently, a clip went viral in which a woman was speaking on a good man not being enough. We're going to play this clip, give y'all a bit of context, and, we're going to come right to O for the response, man.
Sometimes a woman can talk her out of a relationship. You can talk. We do that.
Yes,
we will talk.
I'm gonna say something, and this might ruffle little feathers. I don't think just being a good man is enough to stay in a relationship with them.
But when I say a good man, I mean like he's good. That means all around. That means himself, spiritually, mentally, physically.
That's great.
Healthily, like he's a good man.
That doesn't mean that he's the man for you. And
right.
Maybe when you're going through these motions of getting to know him, you're realizing, okay, he's a great person, but honestly, I don't fuck with his humor. Like, he could be funny, but he's not funny to me.
And that's why a lot of modern women are getting 40 with 4 cats and no man, because he's a good man, but because he's not funny, you gotta throw that out.
All right. Sometimes a good man is just not enough, man. Man, you want to speak to the sentiments that this young lady just spoke on?
Man, listen. Honestly, I agree with her. Kenny and I got into it on the pod about the exact same thing, but from the woman's side. Because I was telling them, especially like when you're dating, if you're not just ready to settle down, you can run across several good women. But that don't mean that's the person for you. That don't mean that's the person that you're supposed to marry. Like, just because you're good don't mean I'm supposed to settle down. Now, if you were great, maybe that would be a reason for me to settle down. But good women, you can find a lot of good women. A lot of women have good qualities. A lot of women have good manners. A lot of women are attractive. You know what I'm saying? But what separates you from everybody else that makes me want to choose you and spend the rest of my life with you? So I actually agree. It could be anything. It's just something like we just don't click. You can have your finances in order. You can be attractive. You can graduate from school, have your own place. Like, you can have all those good qualities, but it's just something about us that don't mesh. So I agree 1,000% what she was saying.
Miss Kayla? Sometimes a good man is just not enough, man. You heard what she said. What's your take on that, man?
I have to agree. And you know, okay, so I have to agree because what OT said, somebody can be a really good person, but that doesn't mean that you're compatible with them. Right. And I think a relationship is easier. It just really is to go the distance if you guys are compatible on like a good majority of things. So they could be a great person and have great qualities, like they're nice, they're honest, they go to work, you know what I mean? Like they're cool. They do like they have like the checklist or whatever. But I do think that finding someone that's for you in terms of compatibility is different than just finding a good person. Because I genuinely believe that, like, especially here in Florida, there's a lot of really nice, great people. You know what I mean? You could just go out on Delray Beach and run into a number of great people, nice people, good people. Will you drop your wallet? Then stop. Hey, you dropped your wallet. Good people. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that you're compatible to do life with them. And I feel like there are certain things that have to be on track in terms of that for you to go to distance. Because I mean, a lot of people be in relationships with good people and they waste a lot of time. And then one day they just be like, this is just not it. And I have a friend of mine who actually is getting divorced, and her ex-husband, she says all the time, he's a good man, but like what he prioritizes in life and what she prioritizes is just not the same. And so, you know, sometimes that's just how it is. I do think it happens. And so I have to agree with the young lady.
You're on
B.
mute.
Taylor, Sheba, B. Taylor.
So I saw one girl's page. Are they dancers? Like, I'm confused because one girl, she had like a back and forth, and I went to her page, and I don't know. Anyway, people was having like a debate about their lifestyle, so maybe I don't know. But the whole Kevin Samuels edit thing, that threw me off because it was one girl that was all about like trying to make a point, right? Like, you're gonna die alone with cats. Like, this one woman was just making a point that it don't matter if you're a good man or not. Like, being a good person should be bare minimum. It should be the bare minimum. Like, you're walking around saying like, I'm a good person. Pick me for this job because I'm a good person. So there's thousands of other people that are good people too. But what makes you qualified to fit this specific role that we are offering? Just like a job. So just like a relationship, you may not fit for that role. And that's fine. But this whole debate about being a good person, that should be the bare minimum. Period. And you sit up there threatening other women, oh, you're gonna die alone with cats. What? Like, stop with the bullshit talking point. Like, that's annoying. Because this man, I don't know, I was just annoyed. I saw the video, neighborhood talk, shout out to Kyle, but it was they were having two different conversations, honestly, from what I got. Like, one woman was trying to make a point, the other woman was trying to make her point, and it was two different conversations going on.
All right. Hold on. Y'all got to pardon me. Who haven't went? Was Kayla B. Taylor jumping after her?
Oh, I went.
Okay, Kayla went.
Yeah,
All right.
that was it.
See what we can go with next. Ronan, I'm interested in your explanation as to, her response, pardon me, to what this young lady had to say, man. Sometimes being a good man is just, it's not enough.
I made a point to say before, everybody doesn't show their true face in many situations. Some people are good in certain situations, like being in public. They're able to cater themselves out there in a social setting. And from personal experience, I met a couple of women who were good until you start seeing the intangibles or the internal stuff that she was lacking. So aside from the compatibility, you can build on that. There's certain non-negotiables that you can't look after. If this individual's nasty to people who are serving food or anything like that. I have an issue with that. If they're power trippy, I cannot deal with that. So being good, I think it's a little cop out in a sense, because if you're good enough for that person, they will make a great measure of space for you to operate in their life, in my personal opinion. But if you're just looking for any old thing to sit there and dismiss that person, you weren't really feeling that person like that in the first place, in my opinion.
SB?
So I kind of agree a little bit with OT, but I think a good man is a good man, but I think it all depends on the timing. I think with women, we grow and we change and things become more important or less important to us. So whereas she said his sense of humor may be off, I say if he's a good man and I'm ready to be a wife, I can make him laugh, because that's what we do. We bring balance to relationship. What a man doesn't have, a woman should. That's how you know that you're compatible. But I agree with him that it's all about timing, because you could meet a good man that has everything when you're 25 and you not be able to see it, but he's still that man. And then when you get 35, you recognize that, dag, he was a good man. I should have maybe paid more attention. So I'm kind of agreeing with all of them, but I think the timing it goes to what or where you are in life, where you can recognize a good man to be a husband.
I definitely agree with that one. Rick, what's your thoughts on what the young lady had to say in this video, man, about good men not being enough?
Good men are hard to find, right? Like, good men are hard to find. Even when you got one. You got one, you just don't vibe with him. He just doesn't have that je ne sais quoi. I think what is the it? Ladies, this is a question for the ladies. What is the it? Is he daddy? He's a good person. Like, and I shout out to B. Taylor.
Did you hear what I said?
You should be a good person from the jump. Mm-hmm. You should be a decent human being. But what is the it? If it's not how he protects you, provides a space for you, is emotionally responsible, a good father, a good man in your eyes, a good husband, what is the it that just don't match up? What is it? That's my question to the ladies in the chat and on the panel, because I really want to know.
Well, if I can say something, there's 8 billion people in this planet, and you're going to end up with one person at least. You have to like that person. You know, like, I can think that all of you are good people to me. All of you are good men to me, you know, but who is the one for me? That's, you know, so I agree with a little bit what everybody said, but it's 8 billion people and I'm going to choose one person. At least I have to like that person. But the way that is being presented in this video, I just feel like the woman needs to be entertained. Like, she wants to be entertained by someone. She needs someone to make her laugh. When I agree with SB, you know, when she said, I will make that man laugh, but I will ask, what makes you laugh? You know, I want to get to know you, because she's still in that phase of getting to know the person. So I don't know, like, again, you are not allowing enough time to get to know this person. That's what I can say.
Okay, I'll go, man. I think it's an excuse, to be honest. Like women have ways of kind of self-sabotaging. Like, if you ask that same woman sit on that couch, and I would love to speak to her and get to the bottom of the thought process, because she began to name things that kind of shallow, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of making somebody laugh and things of that nature. like I say, it's one thing. Let's say if he don't meet 4 out of the 10 requirements, and that's on it, and then you're like, yeah, no, that's a deal breaker. But if he meet 8 out of the 10, and him not making you laugh is a deal breaker, then it's like, what are we doing here? Because you got to be a damn fool if you think the man that you get with, you gonna meet all 10 of his requirements as well. So sacrifices have to be made, in my opinion. But that's why I say it's an excuse, is because a lot of women will use something that minuscule, use something that they can't even really put into words. That's why Ricky asked that question, and it was crickets on the timeline, and just in general. Okay, well, if he's basically what Ricky's asking, if this man is meeting most of your non-negotiable requirement list, what is it that's really missing? Then you can't tell me something shallow like, well, he's just not a comedian enough for me. Like you can't tell me that that's gonna be the deal breaker. It's some type of it factor. It's some type of intangible that a lot of women can't really explain. And I feel like that's part of the problem, because it's like, if you can't even explain it, how's the man ever supposed to meet it? How's he ever supposed to check that box?
I think it's just about being compatible. There is no it's. Every woman is different on what they're looking for in the relationship. There is no it's that one size fit all. And I think that's the misconception that men need to understand. The woman that you're going for possibly may not like you. Suck it up. Go find somebody who you're compatible with and who likes you back, and vice versa, because so many good women also get passed up. And they're like, I'm a good woman. Why am I not getting chose? A lot of men will tell a good woman, I'm not ready for you, nor you're not what I'm looking for. It's not you, it's me. As in, it's not you, as in you're a good woman. It's me, I'm not feeling you. And guess what women do? They got to suck it up and move on.
But see, I think the issue is not pardon me, the sucking it up situation. The issue is the lying when it comes to the standards. That's what the issue is, right? Is because, example, right? If I ask you, hey, what are 5 things that you need or that you require in a man? Or if I ask you, hey, what are 10 things that you require in a man? And then you run into a man that meets 8 of them, like I just said, but he doesn't have 1, or 2, and you's like, oh yeah, nah, this can't happen. Then that means that you're lying about the list, because women are saying in a heartbeat, hey man, I want a man that's dependable. I want a man that's financially secure. I want a man that's a leader. I want a man that's decisive. I want a man that's this, or this. And then, like I said, you run into a guy that meets 8 of those, and then you say, hey man, being a good man is not enough because he don't make me laugh. Then that means that those things that you listed beforehand are not as important as you claim to be. And that's the problem, more so than him just not being enough. Because if he's just not being enough, and let's say he meet 2 of them out the 10, then I agree with you 1,000%. Hell no, I ain't selling it for that. He don't meet most of my checklists. But if my checklist is what I say it is, and you understand that nobody's going to be perfect, which means nobody's going to check off all 10 of those boxes, but he's missing 2, and you saying that he's out of contention because of it, that's an issue.
Yeah. So if I could jump in here.
Let me answer before y'all derail this conversation.
Okay.
Okay. So based on the conversation that the women had, when did we move to a realm and a space where people can't have a preference? When did we start doing that? Because a couple of episodes ago, a lot of y'all say y'all wouldn't date a big girl, but let's not go there right now. So when did we get to a space where people and y'all doubled down on that? You say you're not dating a big girl over 170. I think you said 165. That's your preference.
Damn.
Whether she's good or not. You say you're not having it. The girl just said, I want somebody to make me laugh. It's not that serious, right? It's a preference. She's not saying he's a good guy. I think we be getting too emotionally charged behind this stuff. That's her preference. Maybe she grew up. Joyce Meyer actually says she grew up in a home where they could not laugh. her father was so fucking mean. Joyce Meyer, her dad was so mean that you couldn't laugh in the house, right? So she grew up real serious. So maybe, I don't know the girl's story. That's an outlier. But I'm just saying, when do we get to the point where a man or a woman can't say, that's not what I want?
Yeah,
That's my question to y'all.
I was going to
Okay.
touch on that a little bit, actually. When we talked a little bit about the 80, well, I don't know if we spoke specifically about the 80-20, but speaking about the 80-20, you have to decide for the 20, which is like the things we don't like. You have to just decide which things that you can deal with. Like that 20% has to be stuff that you can deal with. So people have their icks, not to the TikTok thing, but just in general, you know, the icks. If as long as you could deal with that 20, you can't really tell someone to deal with a 20 that they just can't deal with, even if the 80 is there. Whatever that person's trauma, issues, things that you don't like about them, you have to be able to withstand those things if you're going to marry them and be with them every single day. Y'all do realize that, like every single day, you have to be with them. So you have to, whatever that the things you don't like about them, they have to be tolerable. Like they have to be. You can't don't talk yourself into thinking that it is for the high moment of the wedding and all of that. And then you get to the everyday and you're about to go insane, you know? And then that kind of goes to you said, what is the it? It's you. And I think a lot of people learned this during the pandemic, where a lot of people got divorced and a lot of people got married. We could sit around and do nothing. It ain't no bills to pay, ain't no work to do, ain't nothing to be cooked, ain't nothing to be cleaned. Just we are here together. Can we enjoy ourselves together doing absolutely nothing? Like we just enjoy each other. And you have to be able to have that with someone. That's not something that him paying the bills is going to create, or her doing the dishes is going to make. Like that, you that intangible thing, no amount of duty to the role you can do is going to make that. And then I think it kind of goes finally back to the thing, the reasoning, right? And I think that a lot of men are just not developed. Like personality is not a priority in terms of their development. They're raised rather to provide, protect, get good at something, put their head down, do the work, do what men do, be strong, be a leader, But a lot of men, especially ones that maybe not have the best relationship with their mother, have a development in terms of their personality and being able to express that. Because there are a lot of good men that are just introverted, and it's hello, you have to come out of there. Come out here and talk to me. You know what I'm saying? I can't do everything. So I do think that because of that, some men just have to learn to develop their personality and their character so that they can transcribe that to other people. So I do think that's important. Yeah. So I think that covers it for now.
Okay, so just so I'm clear, the man has to check off all 10 of the boxes. Essentially, that's what I'm hearing.
That's
right?
not
Because
what I said.
Again, no. But because again, like I said, she said that the man is good. So we had to put this on a grading scale. I would say good is 80%, right? You got good at what average, no above average, trash. Like you can work the scale however you want, but I would say good is around 80% or so. So again, I ask, if the man is coming with 80% of the list that you say are non-negotiable, then what is the issue? And answering Queen Sheba's question when she was talking about preference, I'm right there on the fence picking in with y'all for preference. But the issue is when the preference blurs with the non-negotiable.
So
And that's
that
what
would
I
be,
mean by lying, right? Because you use the example in terms of a woman that's overweight, let's say, for a man.
you guys were upfront. You didn't lie. You said you would not date it. So y'all were
Right,
pretty open about that.
Right. But you know why? Because that is a non-negotiable. And that man is not gonna break that. It don't matter what she could be a great person, but that's a non-negotiable. I'm not dating a woman that's overweight. But I think the difference is with women, oftentimes the non-negotiable and the preference kind of fluctuates, because the same way they'll say that, and let's say big dude, they got money, mindset change a little bit.
But men do the same thing. Like they'll creep with a big girl after the club.
Or let's say that women say, well, I don't date men who can't make me laugh. And then they meet a celebrity with a blue check who has money, and then all of a sudden making her laugh is not as important. So again, there needs to be a clear distinction between preference and non-negotiable. And oftentimes that goalpost slides a lot with women. And again, I feel like that's more so the problem. If a man say it's a non-negotiable, it ain't happening. I don't care who it is. So
and women have non-negotiables.
What the issue is more so than people just being disappointed with the preference. We're disappointed with the fact that you say that's a preference today and you accepted it 2 weeks from now, or 2 years, or two months from now. That's the issue.
I want to go back to something that you and OT, I think it was you and OT that drilled down on us, just to back up the argument. Y'all said, first of all, a woman's not going to really even know a man until 6 years. It's going to take us 6 years for you to even get to know who I really am. So can we start there? Y'all don't remember OT, am I right?
I said that 6 years.
Both of y'all. You
no,
both
like
Queen.
Oh, that's right here with you, Queen.
It takes
I don't remember saying.
6 years to open up to a woman. You did say that.
Y'all did say
6
that.
years.
That
is a lie.
Years?
I did not say that.
Yes, you did. You and OT did. Both. Look how OT did.
Y'all got to show me the footage.
I need this.
Really
That don't even sound right.
Years.
To really
6
open
years
up
before
to
you
a
open up
woman,
to
y'all
somebody?
said
They
6
did say
years.
it. They said
so
we didn't say 6 months.
So
You
by
said
that logic,
6
then
years.
no. So
But
by
y'all
that
really
logic,
trust
then that
someone.
means that I would say that it would take a man 6 years to know whether or not he wants to marry you, or
No,
6
that's
years
not
to
what y'all
marry a
said.
woman.
Not marry. Y'all said it takes 6 years for a man to let his guard down, for a woman to really get to know him. Both of y'all said
To
that.
really trust.
And before you show a woman who you really are. So I just want to say that I don't want to get stuck there, but I want to say if that argument is true, and we asked y'all, we say how many men? You said most men.
That's cap.
We
That's
can go
cap.
back and look.
That's cap. I
It's
gotta
on
call
the
cap on
internet,
that.
but I'm gonna
That's cap.
find it. I swear I have nothing to gain from this. I have nothing to
Please
gain.
do though. I don't remember that at all.
Oh, that's okay.
Because it doesn't make sense. Why would I marry a woman that I'm not willing to be vulnerable
Y'all
with?
didn't say marry. We were just talking about. We weren't talking about marriage. Y'all said we weren't. Who do you marry? Y'all said it takes an average of 6 years for a man to drop his guard, to really let a woman get close to him and know who he is. We weren't talking about if you marry her or not. That's what both of you said.
I call
6
cap.
years.
I'm just saying that to say. Let me tell you where I'm going
I
with
call
this.
this lack of recollection.
I
cap.
call super.
They cannot even wait to the third date. 6 years.
That's what they said. I'm not making it.
Yeah, I call this lack of recollection. Cap.
All I'm saying about that is if that's true, then is it fair to say that a woman wouldn't really know what she wanted from you if you were a good man, if it takes a man that long to really let his guard down to get close to a woman?
But see, again, Queen Sheba, I cannot co-sign that statement because that doesn't sound right. Again, you could say that we wasn't talking about marriage, true, but this is why I wouldn't say something like that, because I move based on logic, right? So if it takes me 6 years to open up to a woman properly and to drop my guard and be vulnerable with a woman, then that means that I won't marry her until 6 years, because no man is marrying a woman, walking down the aisle with a woman that he does not feel comfortable opening up to. That doesn't make sense.
If I pull that up, because now y'all are saying I'm making that up, and I have a
Put
hell
a
of
bet
bet
on it.
Y'all are saying I'm making that up out the blue. We never had that conversation. What happens when I go pull? Because I'm gonna go pull it up.
Put a bet on it.
I would just like
Put
to
a
review the
wager.
footage. I would just like to review
6
the
years?
Friendly wager.
Y'all said men don't trust women, and that it takes a long time for a man to really open up and trust a woman.
Yeah.
Friendly wager.
I'm not doubting that we didn't say it may take a while, but 6 years, I don't think I'd say that.
That's a lot.
Go ahead, Rick.
I call it cap because it take women 6 years to answer the question I asked y'all.
We didn't want to answer it, Ricky.
What question was that?
No disrespect.
I didn't hear the question.
It's not about disrespect. It's about moving the goalposts.
I didn't hear the question. I'm not moving anything.
No, not you, Kayla. Not you, Kayla. You actually answered it.
Oh, I did?
You actually answered it.
I was trying to answer it.
No, you wasn't.
Hold on. Let me finish because a lot of people jumped on my argument. I said, what's wrong? I said, what's wrong with people having preference?
I'm not going to do this tonight, Queen Sheba. It's not necessary. I'm not trying to pull nobody.
We're talking.
Listen to what I'm saying.
We're just talking.
That's what I'm saying. So we ain't got to do this. This is what I'm saying.
Do what?
What I'm saying is this. Y'all going all the way around. All I wanted was some input on if you with this person, if you with this man and he has everything that you need, right? Everything that you need. And you saying it's this one particular thing that he doesn't jive with you. Everybody, B. Taylor went out, well, it's different. I'm not asking for what's different. I'm asking you as a woman, what is it the thing? What is it? What is the thing that's the bottom line for you that would make you say, hey, I want to be with this dude? What is that thing?
But I'm not going to answer because it doesn't matter because I'm not trying to date nobody on this panel. So it doesn't matter. What do I need to answer that for? Especially when it has something to do with me and it's not a general. I don't need to answer that because I'm not trying to date nobody on this panel to answer that question. I don't see how it's relevant. Please let me know how it's relevant.
It's relevant. It's relevant to the conversation because whenever we get into something and we make a point, the goalpost gets moved.
But okay, I'm still confused. I'm not following.
And it's okay. It's okay. You're not here to get it. Neither am I. But my question again is this. Why can't y'all just answer the question?
Because when it comes down to me, I can choose what I want to answer. When it's a personal question about me and what I want in my life, I can choose how I want to answer that.
That's fine.
Okay, so let's speak generally then. Let's take off personal. If you had to surmise, because y'all are all women, y'all have a decent idea of how women think, I would assume.
Decent.
What is the general? Look, I don't want to jump too hard on assumptions. I would assume.
Excellent.
Let me get a disclaimer. Right? I would assume that y'all have a good grasp on how women think. So generally, what is the it factor that just, all right, man, he the one?
I said communication earlier. You asked us to name one specific character trait that we find valuable in somebody. I said communication. Everybody else said something different. I think are we going around until we say what y'all are looking for to hear? Or
no, the thing is, we're not necessarily looking for an answer, but I think the reasoning for the question is what Ricky mean by the goalpost moving is, again, a lot of women run down a strict list. Like, say for instance, hypothetically, if we was having this conversation on a different day and the topic was different, and I said, hey man, name 5 things in a man that are just non-negotiable, that just has to happen. I think women are be pretty able to rattle that off pretty quickly, right? But in this video, like I said, good. So let's say the man doesn't meet 80% and she cut him off because he didn't make her laugh. So Ricky is asking, okay, is that the it factor? Or like, what is the it factor if the man is meeting 80% of the qualifications? Because in reality, the woman's meeting 80% of the qualifications, but women don't think about it from that lens. But we can talk about that another day. If the man is meeting 80% of the qualifications, is that what she named the it factor? And if not, what is it to y'all?
that's for her. I thought I answered it. I said for her, that's important to her. And we don't know why. And I said, when did we get to a space in a conversation where we can't just agree to disagree? If that's important to her, laughter in her home, then let her have that, right? Maybe that is a deal breaker for her. It doesn't mean he's not a good guy, but for her, a requirement for a good guy for her is laughter. I
can see that.
So Ricky, I think there's no such thing as an it. I think that sometimes individuals are just immature and they don't know or have no idea what the purpose of a man is or a woman is in a marriage relationship. So they don't know what you're supposed to bring or what is good or what will make a good husband in a marriage relationship. And they don't know how to be good wives. So they don't know what kind of ingredients it needs to, or what it looks like to go forward. So whatever they don't like they just don't like it. But it's not an it. It's just how I feel today. It's an emotional thing. I'm just not connecting with whatever it is, but it's really not an it. It's more like socially immature because they don't know what it takes.
So I'm gonna say this real quick. It's almost somewhat piggybacking off of what Kayla said earlier. I can't believe I'm agreeing with Kayla again. But
wow, the disrespect.
No, but
and I was
honestly,
hyping you earlier in the sound check.
No, you was.
No. This is what I had to tell you, bro. They was talking trash about your queen, Kayla.
What?
Who else was that? They was talking trash about you, bro. I told them I was gonna tell you. I told them, bro. They were slandering your name.
Dare
bro.
you misrepresent?
They just said that you were gonna be sleeping.
Sayada, what are you doing?
Oh,
that's not trash.
But hold on, come out real quick. But Sayeda, you the one that always post me looking down, so you give.
No.
That
was Queen Shiva. That was Queen Shiva, and she tagged me, and I reposted
it, bro.
She does.
They said you were
I am
struggle
part of it.
streaming.
I am part of it.
Wait,
They said you were struggle streaming.
Stop.
She said that that Kayla said Queen should charity offer you the mic that she don't use no more. That she
I never said charity. I didn't say charity. I said donate.
There you go.
We got plenty of mics. We're going with the nostalgia feel.
And I was talking about the importance of community. And that was a community type activity to have y'all not taking y'all like kids' old clothes, like when your kids growing up, and give it to your cousin because they're about to have a baby. They're practically new. It's practically new, right, Queen?
This is getting bad real quick.
Right.
I say it be on home, man. But go ahead though. I'd say
let's get back to the part where you agree with me.
So
go
like
on from there.
I honestly do feel that as men, we do need to be more multifaceted. That's just what it is. Like we need to be in the gym. We need to have some type of humor. We need to be financially responsible. Like we do need to have a lot of layers to us. And like Kayla said, a lot of us, it's just real get money, go home. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of men don't know how to please a woman, you know, and that's a factor in relationships a lot of times. So it's a lot of areas that men as a whole can grow. So the better you are, almost like a jack of all trades, the better you are at more things, the more options that you have, and the more women, you know, you'll be able to pick from, and they can't really complain because you'll have, you know, essentially almost everything that a woman would be looking for. So if you lack it in a lot of areas, then yeah, you know, it's going to be, you got the basics, but not those two other things, you know what I'm saying? Because just like you got the men that's making good money, they're good men, they're gentlemen, but they just may not have that little edge about them, like we talk about. So women want to feel protected like that too, you know. But if that man is going to the gun range, he may be a square, but he going to the gun range, know how to shoot a gun. Now she's looking at him different. So it's just things like that I think, yeah, if men as a whole, you know, came to the table with the 10 out of 10, fuck the 8 out of 10, I got 10 out of 10. Now what you gonna say? You the one losing, not me.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be looked at different.
I have a quick question. So we have enough married people and relationship experts on this chat. Does anybody have any personal examples of how they utilize the 80-20 in their own marriages to say, this is what worked for me and my wife, this is what worked for me and my husband? Therefore, we can stay away from the personal insults and begin to educate and teach how your relationship has been successful for you. Anybody has any examples?
I can, sure.
Okay.
Sure. Okay, so when I was choosing my old lady, man, long time ago, long time ago, I had non-negotiables that just had to be met, right? She had to be intellectual, she had to be ambitious, she had to be supportive, she had to be a great communicator, she had to be accountable, she had to be disciplined. Like these were things that just wasn't, they just wasn't bendable. You see what I'm saying? But I have preferences as well, right? I would prefer caramel tone, you understand me? Nice little shape, hair did all the time, nails did all the time, toes did all the time, things of that nature, right? These is preferences, you know. But you know, if she's not there, then we can work to that. You understand? But I just got lucky enough So let's say I had 10 requirements. I got lucky enough to meet a woman that hit 9 of them. Now, you know, the one that we had to work on in our relationship was her expressing herself when she felt vulnerable. Like she had issues doing that at first because she's so, you know, so tough and so I ain't about to show him my no weakness or nothing like this. So I'm gonna hold it in. And what's wrong? Nothing, attitude, all of that. You understand? Look, that's why y'all laughing. Y'all know exactly what it is. But what I'm saying is that I was like, okay, this is something that I feel like can be fixed. You understand? But it is important. It's of great importance, right? Of your woman being able to express to you what's wrong when she's vulnerable and things of that nature, right? But I was like, well, shit, she checking 9 of the 10 boxes. We can work on that. And it took a while. It took a lot of arguments. Took a couple years. But now we got seamless communication. It's nothing that she don't tell me. You understand me? So she ended up checking the 10th box in the long run. But what I'm saying is that I didn't demand perfection. I got lucky enough to meet a woman who checked off most of the boxes, but I didn't demand perfection. There was something big that was missing, but I was like, you know what? I'm not trading this in to go out there and hit the streets and run into the next woman and she meets 6 of them, 4 of them, 5 of them. Got something great right here. We're gonna hold on to this and we're gonna build on what it is that I feel like you should work on. And then here we are. You understand? So that would be my example.
Thank you. That's a real life example. Thank you.
No other married people? Oh, okay.
Just give them a moment.
All right. So we're gonna pay some bills real quick. Then we're gonna get to the next question that I got for y'all. Money 1322 for Fireball. Women better look out though. There's some patient snipers out there too. That's a fact.
That is a fact.
You understand that we done spoil some men that done mastered the art of plausible deniability, and I feel ashamed for teaching them. But you know, it is what it is, man. We're gonna try to get them to the right side eventually. Satan's favorite. That name is hilarious. 20 ball. Sometimes good women ain't enough. The gawk don't be gawking how I prefer to be gawked gawkwardly. It's a gawking shame.
Listen.
She just on the tip. She just on the tip. That's a real thing.
That's a real thing. I'm sorry.
She getting cut. She getting cut.
That is insane. I can't believe you typed that. Y'all
I'm
got
not
some
feeling the ambition in this. Like, where
So y'all would pass up a good woman if she don't give great.
that's a whole other show.
These men are that shallow.
Wow.
No, I wouldn't.
How shallow.
I wouldn't. Everybody can learn. Everybody can learn.
That is true.
I don't think everybody can learn. I don't think that.
Oh.
Some people have been taught and taught again, and they're just not getting
Some
it.
people just got it.
Everybody got different learning skills. Some people can learn about reading. Some people can learn about showing. Some people can learn about watching. You just got to find how them people learn. That's all it is.
Maybe
That's very true.
But they have to have the ambition to want to do such things.
I'm not feeling your drive.
That's another one.
Your drive is crazy.
They have to have the drive, like Ronan says, to want to achieve such gawk.
See, right there. Kayla just made us look good right there.
Huh? No.
And let me explain to you why. No. Stand on it.
Huh?
Stand on it. B. Taylor, fix your face. She made us look really good.
How?
Right? Because y'all tried to position it as if, but damn, if she don't give good head, y'all willing to walk away. And then my boy Ricky introduced something so eloquently, said she don't have the will. Oh no, Kayla did. She don't have the will to do it. So that speaks to a bigger issue, which would be valid for us to walk away because that's constantly unchecking boxes that we thought was checked, but you don't have the willpower to please your man, and that is a fireable offense. Do y'all not agree?
I'm talking about men, and it's definitely a fireable offense.
Okay, then. So then we wouldn't be wrong for leaving.
You're not willing to try, and you're not willing to put in the effort.
3,000? She may not need to.
Nah, because there's some men that want gawk, but they don't want to do what they need to do. Okay, so if you're not willing to do what you need to do, and you're not willing to learn to do it well, then you will definitely be dismissed. Like, I don't
I got a
know.
question. Is this a married man, or is he's talking about his wife, or because women shouldn't be gawking as girlfriends?
No, this is Satan's favorite Pookie. I'm sure he doesn't believe in a
Okay,
Pookie of
SB,
marriage.
take it back. Take it back.
No,
What is
I'm not.
wait,
I'm not
what?
taking it back.
That maybe
I'm not-
before, but like genuinely see if you could get a man to
Women
marry
should
you in
not. Well, guess
2022
what? That's
without
not.
proving that. I'm not saying regularly. I'm just saying
Before you
have
got
to
married,
prove
you
out
never
that
do
concept.
that. You just waited till you got married to do that.
Absolutely. You don't share everything with just a random. There's got to be something
men
that
on
you
the
give
panel.
to your
Random.
man.
Men on the panel. Hold on.
We didn't say random. You said
Because
before
let me
marriage,
say
you
this.
was in a
Let me say
relationship.
this. Being married is an exclusive club. If you don't do anything that's exclusive, then you're not going to be a part of that club.
So
If you
when
giving
you
everything you got prior, this is what that.
There are other things.
Yeah, because
But what
they're
I wanted
doing
to
things
say,
with
but I wanted
it's
to
equal
ask
to
the
like
gentleman-
doing something with someone that you don't even like. Because you're saying you don't like that person, you're doing something that with the person that you don't like. I don't know about that.
Well, what did
That
you
happens.
do, SB? Because you said it's an exclusive.
I got
club, so
married
let us
27
know.
years ago. I was
Yeah,
25
but let
years
us
old.
know.
That's what I did.
Before you
I
were
told
married.
you. I told you what I
Before you
did.
were married, because you were
Yeah, I
single
wanna hear.
first before you were married, right? So what did you do?
I told you what I did. I got married at 25 before I had to spend my time or let myself go in this world with trying to prove something to some man that was not going to marry me. So that's what I'm advising y'all to do. Preserve
So you were
yourself
virgin?
because
Talking about the
because
exclusive stuff?
I actually had a child.
Oh.
But guess what? Do you I'm telling you now, there was no gawking going on. No tossing salads, no gawking, none of that.
Is that
And you
why?
can do that. You can do that if you're a good
Didn't y'all
woman.
say that men leave because of that? Like,
Hey, hold on. Wait.
I'm
This
just
is
Hold
a
on,
saying.
but
family
can I
show.
ask my
Y'all are
question?
going
No,
right
I
off
want
the
to hear.
I'm
I
just
can't
I want
never
to
saying.
ask my
I
question.
think she's just simply saying don't give them everything.
That's all I said.
Before. That's
But
all she's saying.
that's what I said though. I just wanted to ask all the men. I'm not saying that you get to have it whenever you want per being married, but I'm saying in 2022, do you think men on the panel, do
Ain't
you
gonna lie to you.
think men are going to marry a woman
I'm
that
not.
they haven't gotten the gawk and it
I'm
wasn't
not.
at least a 2,000?
I'm sorry. I'm
It's at
not.
least the 2,000. What's the difference?
Well, 3,000 is
Listen.
like that's that wife. That's that wife.
How am I supposed to know
But
if I
I'm
ain't never
saying
had it?
most men are not marrying you if they ain't got 2,000, at least 1,000. They got to know that you are willing.
I need a sample.
Oh, I didn't say willing. No.
need a sample.
Wait a minute. Listen to what I'm saying. I didn't say not willing. I said doing it. Because what happens is they're going to start thinking, well, wonder how many men she did this to.
well, when you get married, you're gonna be pulling out the guac, and he's still gonna ask, where she learned this from?
Now, I don't know about that part. So
First of all, most
But
men,
know.
when it's happening, they do not care. They're just glad that you know how. They don't
I
give
have
a
a
shit.
question. So how many men
I
do
think y'all need to ask. I
reality?
think y'all need to ask the men that. I mean,
No,
you need to ask the
Wait,
men.
I want the men to answer my questions.
Yeah,
Like,
you need to ask them
seriously,
what
do you
they
think
think
that?
about a woman with the guac guac. You need
That's
to
No,
ask
but
them.
the men
I
gotta
think
answer
if
my
it was
question,
about
though.
if it was about being like kind of like what a prostitute does, then prostitutes will be married because they are the freaky one. They do whatever the men want. So that's
Prostitutes
not
and strippers
enough.
are married.
I know a
No,
prostitute
I don't think that
that's
men
married.
marry the woman
I know a
that does
couple
these things
strippers
just
that are
for that
married, actually.
reason.
They're
Strippers
living better
and
than me,
everything.
actually.
Women that get BBLs.
But no, men, hey, y'all not getting out of this. Answer my question.
I did.
Do you think a good deal of men in 2023 are willing to marry a woman that they have not gotten the gawk at least 1,000 from?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Look at man, we got
It's
bills
a
to pay,
preference.
man.
No, Ronan, where you going? Ronan,
men.
come on back.
Rody,
Come
come
on
on
back.
back.
Saved by Smooth in the building. My dog.
Oh, this is the perfect person to answer
Has
this.
made
What up,
an
Smooth?
appearance.
Yes.
Smooth ain't gonna care.
They will.
Smooth ain't gonna care.
My boy
Smooth is
in the
not gonna
building.
tap. I'm
smoky
so glad
camera.
he came at the right time. Now,
Happens
Smooth,
Smooth.
I got a question.
Most men are cool with just
Shoot, what's up? What's up?
If she got good box, most men cool with that. Now the head is supposed to be a bonus for the most part. However,
Okay.
if the package come together flawlessly, I'm not taking nothing else. I'm not.
So what's the
Okay.
question, man? What's
So
going on,
Smooth,
man?
Smooth, do you think in 2023 a man would
I'm sorry,
be
SB.
willing to marry, and in a decent time frame, a woman who has not displayed any type of gawk over the course of the relationship or engagement.
Hold on. Let me. What you mean by displayed? What you mean?
And
Like
what you
give
mean
no
by
head?
any type? You gave
No
us a
head.
specific type.
No
Like none
head.
at all?
Change the question.
No head at all.
That's gonna be far fetched.
Thank you.
Thank you for being honest.
Thank you for being honest.
That's
I
gonna
don't
be
think
far
it's gonna be
Thank you
far.
for
I don't
Now,
think it's gonna be far-fetched.
she can
What's
be
far-fetched?
terrible, but if she don't give none at all, man, that dude probably ain't gonna talk to her past the second time they do it. She probably gonna move to the late night slot. That's just real.
I don't think so, Smooth.
But
Bro,
she's
she
a
not
good
giving you
woman.
no
But she a
head?
good woman though.
Because he got a
She
lot of
9
men.
out of the 10.
It got a
Bro.
lot of men that want just the box. They don't care
All right,
about
so
That
what's
is
the
true.
circumstance?
That
Now,
is true.
Look, now,
I mean,
if
there's
the
these vanilla
circumstances
people.
are
I mean,
like she's firm on her beliefs of, hey, I'm not giving head to no man unless I'm married to him.
There you
Right?
go. Yeah.
That's totally different. That's different. Now she's just on some, oh nah, I just ain't giving no head with no exclamation about it, no nothing.
Mhm.
Man, ain't no brother sticking around for that, bro. Ain't no man. You keep
the
this
chat looking.
2023. Ain't no brother, man.
Says
Get
nope.
out of here.
So,
What
so
you
Kayla,
doing?
did he answer your question? Kayla, did
He
he answer
did.
your question?
He
Okay.
did. Thank you, Smooth.
Okay. Yeah. So y'all capping tonight. What's going on?
Well, everybody
Yeah,
on
man,
this,
you're capping,
I was
man.
just
I'm
trying to
trying
get
to
to the
catch
bottom
up,
of
man.
it.
I believe OT is a good guy. I believe OT got a calling on his life. I really do.
The ladies seem to think that they have to give guac in order to have a good man. And I'm
No,
telling
that's
them
not
they
what
need,
we
they need
said.
to
That's
preserve
not what we
something.
said.
That's not
Oh,
what
okay. What are y'all saying
We
then?
were
Maybe
saying in terms of a man willing to marry you without
okay.
you performing any fellatio at any point in the relationship or the engagement or at any point prior to the
All right,
marriage.
so look.
Why do
Okay,
we
so
add
that's
to
different
that?
though. That
Look.
sounds different. That
What's
sounds
that
different because
that?
I was saying my question was, is this person married or in the process of being married? So maybe I received the question differently. Because if he's marrying this person, he's talking about guac, then that's okay. But I thought it's just something that you all are doing randomly, just as a part of having sex. Just
No, not randomly in your
Oh, okay.
relationship. You're
I got
committed.
you.
You're with this person. You've been with them for a few years.
But no marriage proposal, no marriage date set,
But
no
SB, you gotta
guac.
realize though, like
No guac.
initially, most men meet a woman, bro, like that first, like most of the time, that first time he hit, he not gonna get the head regardless. He not gonna get the head.
You not me. Oh, I'm not muted. Damn.
Wow, OT. Wow, this life you live.
I'm playing. I'm playing.
They got outstanding brothers that got game like that. But most men, man, they not even they if they get it the first time, cool. But they not stressing it.
So what if they get it the first time? What if they get it the first time and they say, "Oh, she's no good in it. I'll get at it. I'm out of here."
You can get promoted or demoted.
Yeah,
That's your fault.
No. Ladies, stop selling yourself short. Stop selling yourself
You
short.
might have skipped the line like at Astroworld.
Stop giving yourself away. Stop
First of all,
it.
you don't even no.
Put your value real high. Your salad and your guac. Put it real high. And any man that wants it, he has to have a certain standard.
Hey, just real quick, man. I just want to say that y'all just ruined any chance for monetization on this one. No, I'm
Oh, is guac a bad word? Is guac? We can't say guac.
We up here talking about guac and tossing salads, deep throats, all kind of stuff up here. Man.
We ain't say no bad words.
Okay,
We
hold
ain't say
on.
no bad words.
I thought those were the right words.
This one might slide
That's all
through. This
good.
one might slide through. It might slide through.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully.
think it'll be
Prayers
okay.
involved. Money 1322 with the fireball. Let's be honest. If you just want toxicity, just say that.
Just say that.
How will we know? Hey, man. A lot of women want toxicity. They won't admit it, but that's another conversation for another day.
A lot of men want
Matt, I relax. Matthew with the fireball. Shout out to Pretty Cheek. Find that smile with the workout today. B. Taylor. B. Taylor getting chosen in the chat. Jesus, salute to Matthew, man. Appreciate you.
Tell that nigga calm down. You.
Bruiser with the fireball.
Hating much.
This is why children are suffering from fatherless crisis. Good husband, good father is not enough to a woman. She's Lord, get these women. Bruiser. Salute the bruiser, man. How to women want the excitement and the butterflies. Is that the it?
Yeah. Wait, what?
Say, women want the excitement and the butterflies. Is that the it factor?
Yeah. What? That's not. I mean, for some. I mean, you want to have excitement
At some
and butterflies
point.
at some point, especially during the honeymoon phase. You're not feeling nothing. You're just like, well, I see him when I see him. No, you want to be like, I can't wait to see my man. Oh my god.
All right, there we have it. We finally found the it factor, Rick. They finally
not
answered it,
forever,
bro.
Men want excitement too. Like, you know, you
Rick.
want her to come into that room excited to see you versus her coming to, hey, well, how you doing? How you doing? Like, no, you want her to be excited too. You want to be excited too. I know you do.
I will neither confirm nor deny.
Wow.
Ghost Beard with the 20 ball. We appreciate you, big dog, for the donations, man. It's all love, man. That's how you know it's love. When they just donate without even putting no comment or nothing with it, man. We appreciate y'all, bro.
What's up,
Marcus with the fireball. I'm kind of half and half on this topic. I agree. I am too, man. But I gotta, I gotta ride for the fellas in this case, man. So that just is what it is. But salute to Marcus, man, with the
Yeah,
fireball.
you talk shit about the sisterhood. Look at this mess.
Hey, that's different. Quest in the building for 20 ball.
It's a brotherhood, Kayla. It's real strong. It's real strong behind us.
It's a secret society. All we ask is trust, man. Quest with 20 ball. Ladies go and ask your single mama, aunties, do they wish they would have been more realistic with their standards? Ask them if they could turn back the hands of time, would they have stuck it out with the good guy? You do see a lot of regret. A lot of regret. And you know what I'm saying? Situations that didn't pan out the way they were supposed to, man. So we have a salute to my dog, Quest. Appreciate you, bro. Code to our trio. Sometimes it is chemistry.
Yes.
So that's it.
That chemistry. We could sit around doing nothing. We just enjoy being together. Like,
it's true. You said a long time ago, let me come on camera before you say I'm capping. You said a long time ago that good girls can be real boring, and that's why they don't get picked.
Now that I did say, you're right about that one, and I stand on that. If your ass is boring, you will not be chose. Men need to have a little bit of, you know what I mean? I need to be able to look at you and feel something. I'm not gonna say exactly what, because this is a family show, but I need to look at you and feel something, or else it ain't gonna happen. So
well, what's the PG-13 version?
That's restricted to Patreon.
It was a PG-13 version. It was a conversation on B. Taylor's page, like, what is a good woman? And he's like, sometimes we just don't want y'all because y'all boring. It don't matter if you're a good woman.
But see, that's a non-negotiable.
A lot of good men are boring too.
That's the difference.
They just be
real
sitting
boring.
But
I think I understand your point, Trill, that we should have our non-negotiable like fix and not change our minds just because, we kind of like someone more than another person.
There we go.
I do understand.
That's all I'm asking for is just a bit of consistency, ladies. Can I get that? The queen. Empress with the 20
because if I'm saying that I want someone funny, and then like you said earlier, someone with money comes in, and I'm gonna just be like with someone that is boring just because he has money, then I didn't have that makes sense.
That's all I'm asking, man.
He may not be boring. He may just be less funny and more rich.
But if he didn't have money, you wouldn't be with him. And then on the other side, also women will be, she doesn't like you. She simply doesn't like you, because a woman that really likes you, she will be with you even if you don't have money. If she really likes you, she will be with you.
That's my point.
That's a fact. Empress, the 20 ball said he checked off majority of the things, but 2 were deal breakers and didn't want to change because he was the prize.
He checked off the majority of the things that were due.
Okay. You talking about the girl in the video, the man that she was speaking on. Yeah, but again, man, some people got to find out the hard way, man. You got to let some people find out the hard way. It's all good. Bruiser with the 20 ball. Appreciate it, bro. All right, we good. You say, fellas, when they say things like this, it's a compliment. There are so many good men to choose from. Women are able to single it all the way down to the selection process. So when you hear the word men ain't Shh. Just laugh.
Do women even say that? I've never heard a woman say that. Not in my circle.
Say what?
Men ain't.
They do.
Women definitely say that.
All
They
right,
do.
man.
Women
Appreciate y'all.
definitely say.
Hey, man, make sure y'all tap that like button if y'all ain't tapped the like button, man. We appreciate everybody pulling up. Jesus Christ, I gotta get back right, man. This don't feel right. But yeah, Brian with the 10 ball. It's totally about preference, in my opinion. No boxes need to be checked for men or women. If preferences or dollar figures are met in the moment. I disagree. I disagree with that. I think men have a non-negotiable list that they don't bend on. Like once a man puts you in the friend zone, it ain't no graduating. You there. That's just what it is. You understand? So yeah.
How does a man put you in a friend zone? What does that look like?
That's a whole
A
other
lot of
thing.
women don't know because they still have sex with a lot of them women.
There we go. That's a
Yeah.
fact.
Yep, Taco Bell after midnight.
That's the
Stop with
only
the cap.
difference.
Stop with the cap.
That's
So
the
some
only
girls,
difference.
they
I said.
definitely in the friend
That's
zone, but
another
they
show.
don't know because
That's a whole
Another show.
that guy still be pulling up.
You don't know if you're a friend.
No,
but
men
you
will
see-
still
I mean,
fuck
I
their
know,
friends.
but some girls don't
You
because
just overlook it. A lot of times they do.
they
You know
still
what
be having
happens
sex
to a
with them.
lot of girls? They'll be with a guy, they'll break up and get friend zone and play side chick to a man that they were actually with and don't even know it because they were actually the girlfriend at one point. So in their mind, they can't get it out their head that they've been demoted to friend. So that's just tea for the ladies out there. You listening, dealing with a guy like that, he friend zoned you, girl.
That's a
You
fact.
telling too much, man. My dogs keep on thriving, man. Don't listen to
see
none of
this
that, ladies.
brotherhood mess going on.
Don't
See,
thrive,
Kevin's
fellas.
speaking facts. He definitely friend zoned you. Talking about, let's see if we can work. Girl, gone.
That's y'all favorite
If
line.
he ain't treating you the same, because it's not the same.
That's
Let
y'all
him
favorite
go.
line.
That's team building, baby.
Right.
I gotta.
He said that's team building.
Work on myself, or I'm going back to school.
Yeah, I just need time to work on myself. I
me.
just need to figure out which way I'm gonna go. I need to put my plan together. Girl, go on.
No, that's I'm saying that's women. Women do that.
I'm focused
He was
on my.
all sprung on
I'm
you, and
focused
y'all
on
was
my
everything,
goals
and now he need to figure stuff out. Girl, you better figure out how to get a new man. He ain't it.
I'm focused on my goals right now. You know what I'm saying?
I just started going back to
Plan that I'm
church.
working on that you're not involved in. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna slow me down.
Wow.
Friend zoned you.
But that's accurate.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, man, salute to the fellas out there finessing, man. Y'all boys keep it up. Marcus with the foul ball. They trying to move the goalpost so bad. Come on, man. Not in 23. I agree, Marcus. Man, come on, man.
Marcus,
Find
you
somewhere to
don't run nothing.
stick.
You don't run
Jesus
nothing.
Christ, man. Marcus, again, every time the goalpost is moved, the conversation goes nowhere.
Well, at least we know Marcus shows up and pays attention. He does every week.
That's a fact. Cole with the foul ball. Listen, women will be single and tell their single friend about a good man that they don't want, but he's a good man. That's a fact. I've heard the conversation myself.
And then get mad when the other chick scoop them.
Right. Oh, man.
Bro.
Oh, man. Right.
Bro.
But you don't want them, so why?
Wait. Oh my God. I have a perfect example. So a coworker of mine was saying that it was a guy that her friend was dealing with, and he's a good man. He got a great paying job, like travels, all this type of stuff. But she was kind of like leaving him on red. She wasn't really taking him serious. Then they all suddenly meet up at a concert. He's on a date with like a model chick, right? Like this girl bad. And so she's like, oh my God, like, I can't believe he's with her. Like, I'm about to hit him up now because I feel some type of way. So now all of a sudden, suddenly she wants him now. So she's like trying to like hit him up, but no, he's on like vacation with this new girl. And they showed me the picture and showed the picture of her and the model, and I was like, she ain't got no chance. She ain't got no chance. You might as well leave that alone because he winning and it was her loss. So I have seen that. I have seen it.
And what you say, Trill? Manifestation.
Manifestation. Now look here. Now we done converted B Taylor on our team. Kayla and
No.
All right, next one.
First of all, don't do that.
Marcus with the
What
5. Thanks, Trill, for pointing that out. Look, man, I'm trying, man. I'm trying, man. They putting up a fight up here, man, but I'm trying. Congo with the 20 ball. Say good morning, Ricky, Ronan, SB, and Trill. Hope all is well. Godspeed. Appreciate you, man. You already know what time it is. Congo English, that's family right there. Got next Brianna with the 20 ball. We appreciate you. Love crew season. Shout out to y'all. Salute to Brianna, man. Brianna always showing love when she, you know what I'm saying, when she pull up to the live. Appreciate you. Sheldon with the 2 ball. This has been not a family show for a grip Trill. Look, man, I'm trying to change our image, man. I'm trying to change our image. Big Saint with the 10 piece. Even though it's a great suggestion, Queen Sheba, ain't nobody want to talk about that person's life because of a backfire. We all witnessed that from most, including you, Queen Sheba. Kayla ain't for real.
And neither is your mama.
Oh man, come on, man. Y'all just, I'm not gonna look here.
Hey, listen. I was on
I hang
another
out with
channel.
your mama.
I did.
Like,
Hold
we
on,
both
y'all,
just
for
ain't
real.
shit.
Somebody was in the chat to my Queen Sheba over there thinking about that motorcycle on a whole different page.
See, look, man. They be on y'all. They be on y'all, man. Salute the Big Saint. Appreciate you donating, big dog. Marcus the 5 piece. I can live without the head, but she can learn. I agree. But she has had a willingness to learn, man.
Right.
That's the thing, bro.
I mean, if she never
The
learns,
willingness
it's
to
okay
pretend
too.
to
If she's a
enjoy.
good woman and she cooks and clean and fit and friendly and feminine, it doesn't matter if she gets $1,000.
Yes,
It matters to you. It should matter to you because either you gonna learn or get tired of getting choked. It's your choice.
Yeah.
And there we
First of all, there should be no activity of any party that is unwilling.
Of course, hey, consent.
No.
Disclaimer, consent only.
Hey,
Consent
she's
only.
willing. She chose to be here. She's here.
That boy say she
But
chose
she did not choose to engage.
Oh yes, she did.
She did. She just didn't know the depths of the pool she was diving in. Those two different things. We got to practice consent as a disclaimer on this platform. Al with the Sleazeball University classes in session. That's a fact, man. Salute to the sleeves. You already know what time it is. Machine 2 bar French toast. Your sample. I'm good. Yeah, it's gonna be rough, man. A lot of men ain't signing up for marriage with just a sample, man.
What's
They gonna
French
need the
toast?
full thing, man. Marcus the 5 ball. Wow, OT.
Try not to cuss.
Wow,
that's why he said French toast.
Boy, Quest with another 20 ball. Look here, man. You got rich fans, man. These things like this happen, man. Salute to my boy. Say, fellas, put a 1 in the chat if you gotta have that gawk before you marry. Y'all heard the man. Put a 1 in the chat if the head is necessary. If it's
I want to
necessary.
see what's going on with the chat.
Y'all be honest now.
They about to fire away too. I already know. Look at that.
Yep, look at that.
Non-husband.
Oh,
No husband.
Kenny, you need professional help.
Damn,
this chat going off.
Kenny
No
put
husband.
1,000 ones.
Who put a 2? What is 2 for?
Look here, man.
These are not husbands. These are not husbands.
Look here. Salute to my dog Quest, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Quest, those are not husbands. You already married. You're wrong.
Hey, man. Thomas Thompson with the 5 ball. A good throat hug is always great. See, I like that verbiage because we ain't gonna get flagged for that. I appreciate the creativity on that. A throat hug.
You know what?
It's not
a
frowned upon.
Caucasian female told me that a throat hug was the way that you got married.
God damn me.
She was one of the first ones to get married. This was about 6 years ago. She got married, actually.
But it shows that she's a great communicator, a great orator.
Warrior.
You can hold your own on the podium. You can do your thing.
That's great.
Kayla, that's not working for our ladies.
Ooh.
Oh wow!
So does that speak to a difference in skill set, or are we talking?
Willingness?
Might be a different man.
If you do think about Black women versus Caucasian women,
Most men want to be married.
If you look at
The problem is that she's going one by one to every man she don't even like doing it. Thinking
no, but I'm saying if you look at the root of it, Black women versus the Caucasian women, like are back in the day were raised a little more conservative, or at least when I was in high school, the white girls in high school was. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was not
And
a
the
thing.
black women were more conservative when it came to stuff like
Listen,
that, for sure.
listen, bruh. Them snow, bruh.
He knows. He knows.
I would not let y'all.
He
Ricky,
knows.
what
I
you trying
had
to
a-
say?
I had
What
a
you trying to say,
temper.
Ricky?
Ricky, please elaborate for the.
He has that face.
In my personal opinion,
He said my personal
Oh
opinion.
my gosh.
they have a different understanding of the
Ah.
hand.
That boy good.
Uh-huh.
That boy's good, man.
They have a
Wait.
different understanding of the task at hand. That's all.
After flashback, I can
But
see
your
them
wife
on
is a
yours.
black woman, right? You
Say
married to a black woman, right?
Of course.
Okay, so it didn't work with you.
No, because I pick substance over sex.
So Kayla, we got to come up with something else. It's not working.
Some know they know how to enunciate certain things.
I'm not doing this with you, Ronan.
Enunciates. Brian Smiley with the 2-piece facts. Look here, man. It's gonna be tough sledding if you know.
Ooh,
y'all
shout
gonna
out to
figure it out.
Smiley. What's up, bro?
Facts, man. Satan's favorite Pookie back again with the 10 ball. Kayla, chocolate scandal like a fresh Snickers out the pack. Say I'm not me when I'm hungry. Hey, y'all boys is creative.
That boy, calm down. You hear me? Calm down.
Wow.
Nice shower.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Bro, they got a DM, bro. They got a DM. You know,
That's good.
What happened to the Love in the Crew dating show? What happened to what was it called?
We still working on it, man. We
Yeah,
still
we
working
still
on
working
it.
on it.
Ronan. Ronan was supposed to be the first bachelor.
Ronan, yeah.
And he is gonna be. He is definitely gonna be the first male contestant for sure. And we're gonna get this thing rocking. I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. I got some questions. I got some questions. All right. Forever 21 20 ball. Say this panel knew the assignment. You guys came, you saw, and conquered. I agree, man. It's been a hell of a conversation for sure. Appreciate you, Forever Young. Sheldon Fireball, thank you, Ricky, for making sure this is not a family show. Defit.
Oh my
goodness. That's my guy right there.
All boys is wilding, man. Well, Sling with the Fireball, the woman that pass up on certain guys because they don't have it always spin a block when they're tight, chew them up and spit them out.
Is that what happened to you?
Hey man, we're not gonna ridicule that man's experience, man. Salute to bro. 67 big male, 20 ball. Appreciate you. Say y'all are out of y'all minds today. Love y'all show. Appreciate you, man. Big male always showing love, man. That's family right there.
I just got a quick. Oh, well, never mind. Go after you finish that.
Yeah, we just got two more left. Sheldon the Fireball. The guac guac goes a long way to ensure me making her get off, so we can get off together. If you're my number one. Okay, I agree. If Marcus, yo, Kayla, I was trying to be good now, but F the damn sister code. Now what? I agree, Marcus.
I'm not sure what. Now what?
Now what?
Man. We gonna dismantle it if it's the last thing we do. What you gonna say?
Never. Never.
This question is for SB, and you know, I
gotta answer.
You my girl. So, but I gotta ask you this question.
Sure.
You've purchased a car before, right?
A lot of them.
Okay, so before you purchase that car, do you go test drive it?
I didn't do that with my Hellcat.
Okay, but before that, you went test drove it, right?
But they wouldn't let you. You had to order it, and when it came in, it was already purchased.
But
can I chime in on this?
Does the interior matter of the car? Does all that, like the screen, the details, does all that stuff matter inside the car?
It did.
Okay.
But I couldn't go inside and add no oil to it. It was already.
Or you couldn't take it. Even though it's a test drive, you couldn't take it on a road trip.
I couldn't test drive it. They wouldn't let you test drive it.
No, what I'm saying as far as a car, everybody want to use the car analogy. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, you can go test drive it, but can you take it on a road trip?
No. But that was one you couldn't even test drive.
You can take it around the block,
I got
right?
you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what.
So Ricky, you're saying a test drive, but don't let them take you on a road trip.
Facts.
Okay.
Oh, so are we okay? So the road trip would be the walking.
There would be the guac
It would be
guac
like the
3000.
3000, you know, it would be like that. The upgraded
Okay.
The power steering.
Okay.
Rowan.
The mileage.
All-wheel drive.
The mileage.
I mean,
Mileage.
listen, ladies, I'm
There
gonna
should
tell
be
y'all, I'm gonna
drivers.
give y'all
Don't give
something
it
else
all
to
to ladies.
do. Why don't y'all just introduce toys, you know, or something before you do the guac guac? I mean, why
What
would
toys? That's too intimate.
It's different.
That's too intimate.
It's different.
Wait a minute. Wait a
I'm
minute.
married,
Wait a minute.
so I'm
Hold
good.
on.
Flag
Hold
on
on.
the play. Flag on
Wait
the
a minute. Wait a
It's
minute. Are
different,
y'all
though.
saying that toys?
Wait a minute.
Is toys more intimate than guac guac? Is that what I'm? What?
I didn't.
Well, your man has to be comfortable with you to really use toys for real.
And the woman doesn't have to be comfortable to guac guac?
No.
What?
I gotta be comfortable with you as a person. Like, hey, it's me and you doing this.
No.
Otherwise, like toys, man, dude gotta be down there, ring on your finger for you to introduce some toys for him to be cool. Cause soon as you introduce him, he gonna be like, damn, when I'm not enough.
You tripping?
Nah, it's not. No.
Rose, he gonna be like, come on, bro, what's going on here? What you
No,
trying
you need
to
to really that needs to be your man if you guac-guacking.
I'm so confused right now. Okay, so wait a minute. Let me understand this. A toy is more intimate than you putting your mouth on something is less intimate than a foreign toy.
See, you looking at it different. You
Oh,
looking
I
at
am?
it totally different. You looking at it different.
No, I understand what you're saying, SB.
I understand what she's saying too, but you looking at it.
So maybe I
totally
think
different.
more of my mouth than my mouth and throat than that. That's just me though. That's just me. That's just me.
Hold my area to a higher standard.
Yeah, I just hold my. There you go.
I hear you.
That's it.
I think men who are saying no to toys is missing out.
I didn't say
Hey,
anything.
I'm not saying
With my
saying
old
no.
lady, man. I don't know nothing about
I'm
nothing they
saying
talk about. This every time I
if
try
you
to turn to a
introduce
family
a
show, this way
toy
they go with it.
to a guy that you just having sex with.
I mean, she's not gonna pull out a big old thing that's like, like
How we know?
How do we know? How do we know?
Trill, I'm sorry. Trill, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. I did not mean to do it.
You're good, man. We
I
know
wasn't
Brooke
even-
is married
that
out
was
already.
disrespectful. She was like, let's use this instead.
I didn't mean to do it. That's not what I was thinking.
Hey, that's all
I was
I'm
just
saying.
trying to say. I was just trying to say, let's just do something. Look, seems like
All I'm
seems
saying.
like you would want to hold on to that part for your husband. That's all I'm saying. But
Hey,
you know.
man.
There are lots of things to hold on to.
Okay, I'm with Kayla now. Okay, Kayla.
See y'all look. Go ahead, Ronan. I'm nervous to call on you, fam. I'm gonna be honest.
Honestly,
I'm nervous to call on you.
while we dump holy water on this panel, the most important thing we have to have is that communication. Can we communicate our needs as men and women effectively so people see where we're at before we get into the whole guac and the power tools and all that crazy stuff? Where are we?
Asking, do you guac? It's a good question.
But I'm saying it's like you gotta have those seemingly uncomfortable conversations to see where this person's at. Can I move forward with this person? Or like, I'm at to fall back a little bit and see what's up. Again, we have to sit there and assess where we're at. So some people's levels are not, compatible, so to speak. I'm just gonna leave it there.
But Ado, real quick, do you know how crazy it'll be if y'all in the bed, y'all doing y'all thing or whatever, and she take her hand, put it on your chest, and say, "Whoa, hold on, use this instead."
Exactly.
You know how crazy that.
Exactly. That man ain't deep enough. He ain't strong enough. Like, come on.
I think y'all are thinking one way of a
Crazy. That's crazy.
Before we start,
what is this? What is this?
Hold on, we gotta put more gas in this. Like, wait a minute.
What if she pull it out and it's bigger than you?
Exactly. Hey, that's all I'm saying, bro.
That is not what I was thinking.
That's all I'm
That
saying.
is not. I was thinking more like a feather. Come on, y'all.
Pull something out and it's bigger than you. Come on, man.
Hey, with all
pull something out bigger than you, that's crazy.
Or if the dude know his sex trash and you just like him for real.
Well, like I mentioned,
I mean, how long can you like him?
a few weeks before, once you
This is
guys
trash. I mean, Eventually, even the nice stuff he do gonna get on your nerves. You're gonna be like, coming in here bringing me juice.
Y'all demasculating the man,
You
right?
didn't do shit last night, but you want to bring me some goddamn juice.
You don't only like my juice fresh, goddamn it.
Hey, demasculating that man right there. Yeah.
Well, because honestly, that is the way you can get demasculated. If you don't take care of business, that is definitely a way you can get demasculated.
That's all I'm saying.
Like,
Introduce
that's one
to
way,
it
no
too
matter
early.
how masculine the woman, how loud, don't matter. If you do what you need to do, she definitely gonna shut the fuck up. I can tell you that much.
Exactly.
She ain't gonna have nothing to say.
SB, I don't know nobody.
If you do
using
what
no
you need
feather.
to do.
Say what now?
I said I don't know anybody that's using a feather.
It depends on the individual.
I was just trying to get y'all off of the.
Okay.
Off of the
Everything
heavy
I say, y'all go
machinery.
all the way to
Okay.
the left. I'm
I
trying to
have
keep y'all
stuff
like.
to say, but I don't want y'all to get demonetized. But because y'all are thinking one way of toys, and toys come different ways.
It does, but
Tell
we
them,
just
tell
we
them,
go
V.
the
Taylor,
first thing
tell
we
them.
think about.
Sizes.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Y'all went all the way
I might think
there.
about that.
Yeah.
Big brother, all the way,
It's not
everybody.
replacing the man. It's just
We did not go all the way
I
there.
know.
Yes, y'all did.
We went
No,
there.
we did not.
A
Oh.
swing is a toy too.
Oh.
It's a way of like
There's
having
a whole
fun.
other wilderness out
On the
there.
swing?
Ronan.
Shout out to the bushes.
Oh, y'all out here. Hey,
They got the little thing for the men now.
Oh no.
What
That's
was
a-
that?
Wait, what was
The washing machine. The
what
washing
was
machine.
that?
They got a washing machine.
I don't know, but what is that?
It's a
No,
portable.
it's a swing, but you're using it the wrong way.
No. I ain't talking about that side either. No, it's a electronic Gawk Gawk
Mouse.
3000.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I've
And
seen
there's
Yeah,
a
it like spin
rose
real
for
fast.
It
women.
spins.
Oh,
There
you know
is
what? I
a
think I've
rose
seen
for
that on
women.
You know what?
Instagram.
But that will be
I
a
thought it
good
was
hint.
for dick
That
shit.
will be a good hint to give to a man. You know what?
Girl
Tell
said,
him, I know that
what's
you
the
want
washing
this.
machine?
Hold on, I know that you want this, and I'm willing to do it, but I'm not gonna do it right now. So I'm gonna give you this in the meantime.
All right.
Wait a minute, what was this? What you giving?
The Gawk 3000
It's a toy.
I
It's a
just I don't
toy.
think that's a good
For
idea
men.
because you aren't a machine and you cannot perform how a machine performs. So I don't think it's good for you to get your man stuck on that machine and then y'all get married and you supposed to take over and you ain't nothing like that machine.
I don't think
James,
he'll
you gotta
care.
find yourself.
Lockjaw.
I don't think he'll care.
Stop it.
First of all, y'all already said men only making $42,000 a year means you ain't got money for my neck massages. You ain't got no money for that. None of that works.
His hands work fine.
Yeah.
What?
His hands work fine. He can massage that neck.
And
People that
people
are
get
experts, they need professional. They need professionals, not
Yeah,
you.
because-
You're not a professional.
You see,
Well, I mean, you know,
women dead.
men, our version of massage is like 2 minutes of actual
Exactly.
massage, and then
It ain't no real massage. You
jumping
need a
right
real
on in there. But that's another conversation for another day, man. We done got way off topic.
Whatever.
You understand me? And I got to reel this thing in somehow, man.
I have no
Oh.
idea how this happened.
I'm blaming SB. It is always SB fault every single time. That's who I'm blaming.
So after 1 a.m., I'm not responsible.
Oh, this is
Damn.
12 my time.
After 1 a.m. It's 1 a.m. my time. It's 1:12. I don't know.
10:30. Don't start.
Lord have
Things
mercy.
change.
All right, man. Next question. What is the difference? Because we were speaking on, you know, a good man missing some things, right? But what is the difference between a good man and a great man? Because there are tiers, and men need to know the difference. There's some men out here moving, feeling like they a great man and they really are good. So if y'all had to give them the difference, what's the difference between good and a great man?
I see you, Queen Sheba. What's up?
I'll go real quick. So when good is foundational, I think it was B. Taylor. It was one of the ladies. I think it was B. Taylor or somebody else that says you got to walk in the door with the foundation. That's just being good, a provider, a protector, and a professor, right, over your family. That's good. How do you become great? You love her in a special way. You recognize her sensitivities. You edify her. You build her up. You're patient with her. You see her. You hear her. So that's just a little bit. That's not a comprehensive list, just a few examples, but that's how you go from being good to being great.
You know, that's facts. I don't even know what to say. That's facts.
Hey, and what you mean by C?
I see you. So, I heard TD Jake say something last week on Instagram. He said a lot of people are failing in relationships because you're listening for your partner to say something as opposed to watching and observing. Everybody's not a verbal person, but if you sit back and you watch and you study them, you can learn them. You can just track them by watching them. And when you learn to observe more than you talk, you can really love a person the way they need to be loved without saying a word. I see you. I see you. Does that make
Yeah.
sense, Smooth?
Yes, like
Yeah,
I
no.
see within you.
I see you. I know you had a bad day. You don't have to say that. I see
Yeah.
that. I see something's on your face. I see you're a little bit stressed. I see you.
I like that.
Sometimes I just need a crown on my head. Sometimes,
You don't. But next. But nah, Smooth. I want to get your take on it, bro. What's the difference between good and great men out here? Because me and you spoke. You remember at Ken's birthday party, we was talking about dudes raising kids, everything like that. Like great men deserve a reward for how we moving out here. It's a lot of dudes out here claiming great but ain't great. So what's the difference between the ones claiming it and the ones who are?
doing what needs to be done, even though you hate doing it. That's the difference between a good man. A great man gonna do it regardless if he don't want to do it, regardless if he gonna take a loss to do it. A good man, he's not gonna do that. He gonna give you some fight on that. His intentions is not bad. He just on something. Now we ain't doing that. But a great man, he gonna suck it up and do what's best for the family, what's best for the situation. That's what great men do. And I remember that party vividly.
So listen,
2 fathers, bunch of baby mamas.
so I kind of agree with Smooth a little bit about that crown though, because I think a great man recognizes he a great man when that woman or those family members appreciate him just like that. When they can show him that he is a great man, or they start giving him those accolades, I think he begins to walk it out. I think that chest spreads, that shoulders go up, and he's there. Once they start to say, once that wife starts to be like, babe, you great. Start telling, well, you keep your secrets, I should say. Women should probably keep most of the secrets, but the acknowledgement, I think, is what makes the man great coming from his family.
Hey, and if the other women in her family acknowledge you for your greatness, like they seeing outside, like, hey man, hey, everything that you doing, we love it over here. That's how you look great.
Yep.
The moment other women start complimenting you on your duties that you've been doing, you've been leading and all that type of shit, that's when it's time to toot your horn. That's when you man more respect. You know what? I need more respect around here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to argue no more. If you trying to argue with me, go talk to you. You know, talk to your people. Then come back to me. They gonna tell you, "Hey, shut up." You know what I'm saying? That's when you there. So, but most men don't make it there like me. Most people, they need a little coach.
I think for me, a great man is a man that like Smooth said, like the family can recognize it. This woman is a better woman because of this man. For example, because I can't put it into words, I went to a birthday party where this man had a birthday where his family friends and church friends came to his birthday, and everyone got up and said a speech. And his stepchildren, he has 2 stepchildren, and although they have an active father in their life, they stood up. The male, which you don't normally see, got up and teared up and said, "You taught me how to love my woman, how you love my mom." He was like, "You taught me things as a man. Although I have a father, you are the greatest bonus dad I ever had. And I just thank you so much for entering into my life, because I follow a lot of things and I replicate a lot of things because of you." Because he's inspiring children that are not even his. That's a great man. Friends got up and teared up and talked about how much of a great man he is in church, how he goes and check on his friends at the hospital. It's great man means like you're not just a good man to this woman, you're great to the people that's around you in your community. And a lot of those people appreciate everything that you do for them. That's what makes you a great man, when you have a lot of people that can come together and say what they appreciate about you and how you have been impactful in their life.
All right, Kenny say, can someone be a great man but not a great father or a great husband? That is a great question.
Yes.
I don't know about that.
Yes. No, not a great man. You can be a good man, but you may not be a good man in a relationship. And there's a lot of men that are good husbands, but they're not good fathers. Because there's a lot of men who love their wives, but they're not good. They're not good active fathers for their children.
No, that's the baseline. That's your bloodline. Because your child is yourself. And if you can't be good to your child, you can't be good to yourself.
Man, you know what's crazy? I
think that's my response. I mean, like, it starts with you. Like, how can you be good but not be good to your blood, your seed?
Because you see it every day.
Because look,
it's men who get remarried. It's men who get remarried. Men who get remarried and they're good to their new wife, and they treat their old family like shit. And the new wife ain't got no damn complaints.
But he's not really good to her to the capacity that he can be. I tell any woman, if your husband has children, and for whatever reason, if they're not talking, and as a wife, you're not saying, did you check on your son? Have you talked to your daughter? I don't care why they're not talking. Promote that. I don't care if it takes you to promote that, because he can only be as good to you as he is to his family. They were his before you were his wife. And even though it feels like you're getting the best from him, you're not getting the best from him. You're getting good, but not great, even though it feels good. Does that make sense?
Okay, so let me reverse it.
In my opinion.
Well, let me reverse it, because we've had this conversation before, because it says a great husband, right? So what if he's a good dad and a good man, but he's constantly cheating on his wife? Is he still a great man?
He's a good father to his children.
But that's not vice versa?
No, it's different, in my opinion. Can someone be a great man, but not a great father? No, okay, so hold on, let's separate it. You cannot be a good man and not be a good father. You can also be a good man and not be a good husband. Does that make sense? I didn't see the husband part. I'm just now seeing.
Yeah, because look, I was talking with my wife, right? And I was like, man, I need more credit. You know what I'm saying? For all the shit that I do. Because we got to talking on, like, because I've seen something and I was like, man, like men, like, I'm just asking my wife, because I don't have women conversations. So I'm asking my wife, hey, do men really come home in marriages and don't do nothing? Like, they just come home, take a bath, and expect their wife to do everything with the kids, and like teach the kids things, like read to the kids and make sure they do their homework and all that shit. And she told me straight up, she said, yeah, a lot of people that she know, a lot of women, they like in a relationship, they're a wife but a single mother. That's exactly what she said.
I've heard that.
There's some men that will do, but you have to ask. So there's a difference between a man initiating something on his own to help the woman in the house. There's some men you just have to ask and nudge. There's some.
But that's not no great man to me.
Because I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. I'm just saying it's just two different versions.
That's something I never got to ask me. You get what I'm saying? I understand. I lead my son. I understand my son is watching me. I understand, like, with watching my son, he's picking up the way I walk, the way I talk it. You know what I'm saying? So I understand you're learning from me. So I have to watch what I do around you. I have to watch what I say around you. Plus, I have to teach you things that, in a sense, I don't know nothing about. Like me and my wife, we be talking like, I won't know nothing being raised with a silver spoon in my mouth, but my son will. So in a sense, we won't relate. You get what I'm saying? Because my son is going to grow up in prosperity. I grew up in chaos. It's different. So it's in a sense, I have him in this neighborhood to learn new things that I never was taught. You get what I'm saying? Like, of course, I'm going to be a great dad and great father and all these type of things, but to grow in this atmosphere is something I know nothing about. And that's something he's going to be able to give to his kids. You get what I'm saying? like how to maneuver as being a silver spoon baby versus somebody growing up in the chaos and have to learn how to do certain things. So
I think that's a good question. I mean, I'm not a guy that has kids, but if there's any man on the chat or, I mean, on the panel, I mean, do you feel good if you're disconnected from your kid? Do you feel like you're still a good man if you're not really connected to your child the way you want to be for whatever reason?
No, I think those two things are directly tied together. I mean, I'm on record saying it 1,000,001 times. It don't matter what a man accomplishes in this world. He's not a great husband to his wife. He's not a great dad to his kids. It's irrelevant. That's how I feel. He can go out there and make $10 billion. If your kids hate you, or if they don't look up to you, or if they don't respect you, that 10 billion is null and void in my eyes. You are, you may be good at accumulating money, but in terms of being a great man, I think that's the first two boxes that got to be checked, and then everything else follow after that. Because again, you don't really know, like you can't really be great until you're in charge of leading somebody, which is another thing. It's a lot of dudes that's single out here just doing their thing, accomplishing a bunch of things, this, that, and the third. But it's different when somebody's livelihood depends on how you move. I don't think a man can be great until that's the case, because that unlocks a totally different side of a man. But for you to be in a situation and you to be the start of the family with a wife and kids, and you're going out there getting to the bag, and you have no relationship with your kids, and your wife feels, again, like a single mom with you in the household, no, you cannot be a great man. It doesn't matter what you accomplish outside of that house, in my opinion.
What was the question again?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask that because I had to.
It was a super chat.
No. I'm talking about my bad, Steve. I'm talking about the question Trill posed for the panel. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, that was what's the difference between a good man and a great one, and an exceptional man?
and to trying to tie this in with the question, it's all about the person. It's all about the person and the way they look at you. Right? To me, a great man would be, by my standard, but you got a different standard. Kayla got a different standard. Security boss got a different standard. It's all depending on how the people that look at you and how it affects them. Right? So to me personally, what I think would make in my opinion, what makes a great man is that he not only takes care of himself, he take care of his family and other people selflessly. Right? He puts out into the world not expecting nothing to come back. A man that's great does what needs to be done, no matter, like Smooth said, no matter how you feel in the moment, no matter how you think it look, no matter how you feel about it. It's something that needs to be done, and you do it because it's for the greater good. It's for the greater purpose. Right? And again, to some people, they call that simping. Right? Some people say you a sucker. But how does it to people that you actually affect? How do they look at it? Because most men look at it as something this is what I got to do. Got to get it done. And we leave the interpretation up to y'all. So hopefully the things you do in your life, the sacrifices you make, and the people that you have around you see you as great.
Facts.
Go ahead, Kayla.
Yeah. So you said the difference between good and great, right? I just want to clarify again.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm not sure if someone said something about this earlier. I think somebody did. I think it was you, AC, who said like doing something even though you don't really want to and maybe don't even have to, but still doing it, I think that that's kind of like the difference. I do think so. Caring in just a different type of way, because when you care for a woman that you love versus caring for a woman as a part of a duty, there's kind of a difference there. And even some of the smallest things, like some women, like, I don't know, if you say you're on a date, you walk up to a bar, some women will be impressed by a guy saying like, oh yeah, you can get whatever you want. And then other women walking up, like, he remembered what you got from the last date and he just orders it. It's like just like a different energy when somebody like cares for you in a different kind of way because of them seeing you, similar to what Queen Chiva was saying earlier, them seeing you. Yeah, I really just think that that's the difference. I mean, a lot of people are good. A lot of people are good. I mean, good was what? We gave it a B, right? We gave it a B. And most people are B students, right? Then you have your A students. Most people are C. Really? Okay, most people are C.
Good C's and B's.
So again, it goes back to what I said at the beginning, is that most people define good off of the negative, not the positive. They'll say, well, at least I'm not a C. At least I'm not a C. You feel me? I'm a B. You feel me? This should be good enough. At least I'm not a C. And then there are just some people that just like, I want A, and I don't want anything less than exceptional. And so some people move that way in their behavior and how they operate, how they deal with people. And others, they just do the acceptable amount to kind of get away. So, or get around it. So yeah, I think many are good, but few are great. And greatness is just that extra mile. It really is.
Miss Aida, difference between a good man and a great one.
I think what is good for me is, someone that is great for me is not great for Kayla, not great for Queen Shiva. It's just a matter of what you like. That's the way I see it. I mean, I can see good qualities in a man, but at the end of the day, I'm the one that is going to go to bed with that man for the rest of my life. So there has to be like, something. And I'm not saying perfection. I'm not saying, when I'm saying financially stable, I'm not saying I want him to make a certain amount of money, but at least, like I said, discipline and everything in order. If I want him to be in a certain way, like, someone that looks good, I'm not saying a model. I'm just saying probably someone that it's clean, that looks like he's just like SB said earlier. So sharp, right? So I'm not saying he has to be supermodel, but certain qualities. And I think what makes a great person to you is outstanding, the outstanding person. Because you could have 1,000 females in front of you, but there's one that is gonna be like, nah, that's her. And I could ask you the same question. You marry your wife because she was the one, she was outstanding, and she made a difference about the rest. That's him.
Okay. Hold on. Did everybody answer this before I answer? Who didn't go?
OT, did you go?
I don't think I did.
Have you been awake? I haven't even checked.
We said good.
My bad.
We talking about the difference between good and great.
Yes, sir.
I think just going back to like what I said earlier, like in a sense, for a man, you got to have that 10 out of 10, if not more. Like you got to have 20 out of 10 things. You got to go above and beyond. You got to be open for communication. You got to communicate well. You got to be a helper. You got to be a pastor, a teacher, a counselor. Like you just, in a sense, got to do all those things and excel at a lot of them to be great. And so, but with you being that's just naturally who you are. Like you're gonna get the love from other people, and they gonna, praise you and hype you up. So, that's just what it is. Like, you can be good. There are a lot of good people out here, but other people just do more things exceptionally well. So you got to separate yourself.
So OT, can I ask you something?
I don't know if I want you to ask me something, because is it about?
I think that you're
my
going to be
personal
okay.
life.
I think that you're going to be.
Do I have to give you my personal answer?
All answers are,
You know how you did me
from
last
your
week.
perspective.
You know how you did me last week.
I'm not sure what you mean.
I know.
I'm not really sure what you mean. So I just wanted to ask. Okay, so if you had two different women, right? You had a woman that was a good woman, right? And she had 7 out of the 10 things, right? And she was really into you, right? Y'all clicked, y'all had that chemistry, and she really, really wanted you. And then there was this other woman, right? And she had 9 out of the 10 things, right? But you had to like pursue her, and there was a lot more to do to attain that relationship. Which woman would you end up settling down with?
I'm going 7 out of 10.
You're going 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I ain't about to be chasing you all day.
Now, I'm not saying chasing all day, but I'm saying you have to work a little bit harder.
I don't want to work at this age.
You don't want to work.
Nope.
These millennials don't want to do no work.
You either got it.
They don't want to do any work at all. Okay.
Get somebody else to do it.
If you rock with me, why am I working so hard to get you? You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying good is good enough for you. You don't need great, even though you could have great if you put in work, right?
No, because
you don't want to put in work, so you're gonna go with good.
No, what makes her, but still though, like she could have those 9 or 10 qualities, but maybe that one thing is something that's super important to me that the one that 7 has, and that's a non-negotiable. You know what I'm saying? So
okay,
in that 7, like that one is super strong.
All non-negotiables aside, all non-negotiables are on. We're on the same page. Non-negotiables,
but it could be that one thing, And again, she's pursuing me, so that's something that's sexy. That kind of turned me on.
Leadership?
What?
Is that leadership?
She's wanting me.
Aren't you the hunter? I thought you hunted.
I can still hunt, but she got to be into me.
How can you hunt when you're being hunted?
She's not hunting me.
Said no.
See this is the thing. She's chasing me because I got the trap, so I'm hunting her.
The trap.
She thinks she's hunting me.
Okay.
The cheese is in the cage, and you walking into the cage, and mine. You mine now. You're mine. I set up this foundation. You came to the palace.
Okay,
and I decided that it's okay.
You're Boaz, and you're saying okay, got it. Okay. So, but you're still going with the 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to know.
But that 7 don't mean she's not great.
She's not great. She's just good.
But wait a minute. What you putting out for bait? What is your bait again?
Good is relative.
Huh? Now good. No, I said good was 7 out of 10. That's good.
That's I thought. Wait.
And you're the king. But you said you want to be Boaz. You want because the 9 out of 10 isn't gonna come to your castle. The 9 out of 10, you're gonna have to put your armor on, and you're gonna have to go out there and leave the castle's comfort to go and get it, to go and get her, to go and put in work with her father to let him know you're worthy. You're gonna have to do more.
And then what?
Because her father is a king too. So you got to go show up. She's not the daughter of a kingsman, you know what I'm what do they call it? A sermon. She's the father of a king. She's the daughter of a king. So
what's the honor in it for him? What's the honor in the chase?
And you said she's still great, and I said she's not great. She's good. She's 7 out of 10.
But Kayla, he did.
And then I said there's 9 out of 10 where you will have to go and get her.
But I said it could be that one strong thing that the 7 has, that it could be that one. She got 9 out of 10, but she ain't got that one. And that one really stands out in that 7. So that's why I would pick her.
But are you putting out the same bait for both?
The same bait?
Yeah, because he mentioned he was putting. What did you say you put in the trap?
Oh yeah, the bait is the bait.
So the bait is the same.
Bait is the same.
So that means you should just wait for the 9. If the bait is the same.
Yeah, but it don't work like that. People who go fishing know to get bigger fish, if you want to get a swordfish or a grouper, you can't use the bait that you use to get a yellowtail. It don't work like that.
How do we know?
I know. I go fishing.
Yeah, me too. You have to use it.
I know. And to get that's why tuna is more expensive. That's why swordfish more expensive, because they got to sit out there for hours. They have to use hours. It can take an hour to actually reel in a tuna.
Hold
you
on.
can reel in a yellowtail in 5 minutes, in 10 minutes.
You said a 7 and a 9. You didn't say a 7 and a 10. And you said he had to chase the 9. He said, I'm not chasing you. And you said, but she belongs to this king and that king. My question to you is, what's the honor in the chase that he gets? What's so different about you other than what family you belongs to? What do you bring to the table? What's the honor and the chase for him?
She was asking you, Kayla. I think she was asking you.
Asking you.
She's asking me?
Yeah.
I just think different types of men prefer that honor. I believe it's like some are just competitive versus those that are not. Some want to win and some are okay. Like there's lots of men in the NBA, right? But some are Steph and LeBron, and some never win. I mean, they get their little check, they do what they do. But some are the winners and some are not. Some want to put in the work and some don't.
But the difference with them, though, some have a natural God-given ability too. So
and some don't. When Steph came in the league, he was not that guy.
Yes, he was.
He was.
Yeah, he was.
It's just the team didn't know it yet.
Right.
The team didn't know it yet.
World knew.
LeBron was that guy on any team.
Facts.
When he came in on any team.
But the truth of the matter is, right? If you made it to the NBA, you already won, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn me.
Yeah, did you? But I mean, but we celebrate these Super Bowl. It's a Super Bowl coming up. We celebrate these Super Bowl winners. We make it important. Why is it important that everybody a winner? Everybody getting participation trophies, or what's happening?
No. In this case, yes. Once you make it to the NBA, the MLB, the NHL, yes, you get participation trophies.
I mean, I get that. You still like in the 10%.
I hear what you're saying.
Get it.
I hear what you're saying. It's levels.
It's levels,
right? But everybody who made it to that point in the game are winners. Every single one of them.
Okay.
Right?
It's levels.
All right.
You know sports, boy. You know sports, boy.
I ain't mad at it. You know what I mean? She might know a little something. I might gotta add a couple cool points back on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
I don't know about all that.
Despite all this sisterhood.
You took points on me?
Yeah, man, because all this sisterhood stuff earlier. But we back again. Like I say, man, we already got B-Tail on the team. We just waiting on Queen and Kater to come on ahead and convert to the dark side. But what I'm saying is this. The difference between a good man and a great man is attention to detail. That's what it boils down to. I think a good man is going to do, I don't want to say bare minimum, because if it was bare minimum, every man would be doing it and he wouldn't be good, right? But I think he's going to operate at an above average level, make sure the bills is paid, make sure, he protects you, make sure he puts a roof over your head, car, that's it, you know what I'm saying? But that's it. There is no urgency, there is no priority for me to connect with my woman on the emotional level, from a vulnerable level, to try to understand who she is, to try to do the small things that would make her life easier, that would cater to things about her that don't necessarily benefit me without being provoked. It's that type of thing. So say, for instance, right, like my wife is very forgetful. You know, she moves a lot, she's moving around a lot, and she just, you know, forgets things. So knowing that, I make sure I put the keys right there by the doorknob, right? So she don't have to be looking around and searching for it's little things like that. Is knowing your partner. So I'm doing things behind the scene to make her life easier. She don't even see it. She just kind of just going. But that's what a great man does. He's not necessarily worried about the credit. I just want to make sure that my ship is running smoothly. And, you know, again, and to do that, that means I got to know everybody on my ship inside out. And I got to know my ship inside out. So when things go wrong, or if I feel like things are headed toward going wrong, I can jump in there and avert that issue before it even becomes an issue. That's what a great man does. I think good men are more reactive because they're not paying close enough attention to detail. So that's what I would say is the difference. And, you know, for all of the young dudes listening out there, it's not that hard to be. It's more of a will thing. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a like really taking an interest in learning your partner. So again, if for nothing else, just to stay on the same page and not argue about petty things and not making her feel like she's not valued or you're not paying attention to her. Because you could bring in a big ass bag, sure, but she could still feel like a single mom or still feel neglected because you're not necessarily giving her the time, you're not necessarily giving her the consideration, you're not necessarily paying attention or care about things in regard to her that you don't benefit from. So it's all a matter of paying attention to detail. And the men who get that, those the men who be married 40, 50 years. The ones who don't, those the ones that be divorced in 18 months. So that's my answer. Go ahead, Ronald. You had your hand up. You want to say something?
Yeah, as far as like the do the question again, because I don't want to get lost on it.
Now to say, what's the difference between a good man and a great man?
I say the level of expression of intimacy, not just for himself, but around himself. Good man, he'll usually keep score. Great men take inventory of everything within himself and around himself. As you said, to keep things running smoothly, maximum efficiency. With a good man, he's decent. You know, people can rely on him. A great man's silence is loud. It's felt. When he's gone, his absence is even felt even harder. Good men can often get replaced. Great men, they're really rare. They lead towards exceptional, but it goes into the work and the building he does within himself and extends beyond himself. Great men are inspirational. When you're with a woman who isn't a 10, in which we don't expect, but you can make that 7 to 12. You can make that 5 a 9. But all goes into showing that not only are you perfectly flawed, but you leave room for error to grow. You communicate with that person even non-verbally to where you understand them, you learn their language. And the intimacy is a rare language that's spoken effectively nowadays. It's about what can this person do, what good men do. Great men do. There's some things you can't rent, lease, or buy. The intangible things where you keep that person on account, where you show that person like, look, I see you doing great things. I see you're gifted. I'm not gonna stifle you from being great because you're a reflection of my taste. And I want you to be okay, not just with me, but beyond me, because life will happen, but you will always remember what a great man's been in your life. In a similar instance, you say with great women, because those things are very rare. And most individuals will look back and say, things were different when this person was in my life. You sleep better. You move better. Your friends and people beyond you remember you because of your association, because that'd be something great within you to pull that person into your life. That's why they say favor ain't fair sometimes.
Well said. Well said. Hell of a monologue. Take care of these super chats real quick, and we're gonna go ahead and close this out, man. We ain't hitting 4 hours today again. Give me my credit. Let's do, man. But first and foremost, man, Money 1322, the 10 ball. I ain't even click it. He says she ain't even on the panel today, but this is for Lucky. Get well soon. Lucky getting chose ain't even on the panel. Jesus Christ, man. Salute to my girl. Web Sling with the 2-piece. Yes, Kayla, I've been on both sides of that coin. Salute to Web saying, appreciate you, bro. Seldom to 10 bar. What we're not going to do is disrespect the guac like this. It is not a road trip. Shame on you, Ricky. Speak up, Smooth and Trill. This is egregious.
It's called oral alchemy for a reason. You got to take time with your craft.
Sad state of affairs, Shelton. Sad state of affairs, man.
It is a sad state of affairs. That's correct.
Jesus, man. Appreciate you, bro. Prototype down to 10 ball. Love to the panel, man. We appreciate you, big dog. It's had been a hell of a conversation tonight, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Marcus, the fireball, your brother Ronan, please come out with a book, bro. With one-liners, man. Ronan be coming from like you never know where it's gonna come from, but it always land where it's supposed to land. It be throwing me off. Bro, special with that for sure. Antoine with the fireball. She pulls that out. It's over. Oh, you talking about the toy in the bed?
It's over like it's done, or it's over like it's going down.
Hey, I don't know. If I had to lean toward the direction I think he's trying to go, I'm thinking he's saying it's over, man. She pulled that out mid-stroke, like you ain't doing good enough here, man. You use this instead. That's how it happens sometimes.
I mean, you might not be doing good enough.
Marcus, the fireball. I buy everyone some holy water tomorrow. That's a fact, man. This panel needs a gallon of it. You understand me? Conversation took a hard left turn.
This is an adult situation.
Very true. So a man is only great if he's recognized for it. I wouldn't say only great if he's recognized for it, but I would say great men tend to be recognized. That's what I would say. But I mean, that's just my opinion. Al, the fireball. Some men do everything for their family, and some kids' spouse will still say they weren't good enough. Their opinion shouldn't be the litmus test.
I don't know. I do think that's skewed though. When you say some men do everything for their family, what is everything? Like whatever it is that you have to offer, you have to find someone that needs what you have. You can't, like, whatever you have, if that's not everything or if that's not enough to that person, then you need to find someone who it is enough for, like, versus being in that situation.
Yeah, some men think providing the house and paying all the bills is enough to run your family. That's not enough. Your kids don't give a damn what you do for a living. You know what I'm saying? When it come down to it, to be honest with you, your girl don't give a damn what you do. Do you got time for me? You get what I'm saying? Like I don't agree with that. Because I can go make some money and provide for a woman all day, like buy her the bags and all that shit there. But if I'm not physically there, is she really in love with me? Do she really respect me like that? Or does she just respect what I can do for the family? Nah, I'm not with that.
Everything will never be enough for the wrong person.
Exactly.
Right.
Plain and simple. Get somebody who rocks with you.
Exactly.
If you giving everything you got, you giving it the old college try, and it's not enough for them, move around. Move around. You gonna be who you gonna be at the end of the day. Whether that's if you're inspired or you're motivated or whatever, bro, you gonna be what you gonna be at the end of the day. Find somebody that rock with you. Ain't no way in the world we can keep having these conversations where a Pookie can find a woman love him all day and all night long, and you an okay guy and you can't find nobody. Find somebody who rock with you.
That goes back to the whole thing about great men. He takes inventory of people around him, within him. If he values himself, he's going to have someone who appreciates that, not just anybody just to fill a space. Because if you're doing the 12 labors of Hercules and it's unappreciated, you don't value yourself. That's a big problem.
So what about all those people we were talking about earlier when we said, oh, good people, bad things, people take advantage of good people all the time, and that happens to people all the time. What happened to that?
That's going to happen. That's a part of it, though. That's going to happen because the other side.
What's the scale on like how many times that should happen?
Well, the thing is, like, when you start seeing it's like, I'll say, for example, and shout out to my brother for his birthday. He's a great man. The thing is, like, when he started taking inventory of himself and stopped giving of himself selfishly, that's when he started becoming great. He starts like, look, I deserve to, if I treat people a certain way, I deserve this the same way. That's why I asked earlier, about almost a month ago, do you fuck with you? And most people can't answer that honestly, because they mention like, I'm good at what I do. This is how I define myself. I have these resources. But who are you internally? Aside from all that, you can get wealthy shitbags out here. So you got to really add substance to it. There has to be weight to your name and your presence. Otherwise, you're just good for an opportunist to take advantage of it.
Facts, man. I'll clarify. I said everything means provide, emotional, have a vision, etc. It's basically saying like if a man provides all that and the wife is still ungrateful, they shouldn't be the litmus test for whether or not that man is great.
That is a fact. That is a fact.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. Marcus the Fireball, great answers from everyone. Shocking, but great answers. Appreciate you, bro.
You're smart.
Dallas, the 5-piece. Does being a good man get you far in our community? Women still gravitate towards Mookie and Pee Wee no matter how good or great you are.
So that kind of comes back to what I said earlier, Trill, when I said good at what? Okay. So there are some people that prioritize certain good qualities over others. And there are some people that prioritize certain good qualities over others. So, I mean, when you look at it like that, I mean, that's a problem on both sides, I think, with men and women that prioritize some certain things that they shouldn't, that are of fleshly desires, and they shouldn't. They should prioritize the character of the person. You know, if they have room to grow, they can go from boring to interesting. We can work on that. They can like join a group basketball team. I don't know. They could do something, right? Or
my question is is why you heard about a woman that sees a Mookie or a Pee Wee as a valuable man? Why you worried about her? Let them have each other.
Yeah.
You're right about that. I was gonna say that because like great men blaze their own fucking trail. They run their race. They're too busy focused on what I got going on. Do they fit or are they obstacles to step over? That like we're too busy watching what, and why are you worried about what a beautiful bum is doing?
Beautiful bum.
That's just what it is. If she's enticed by a bum, what does that say to you? Like she doesn't rate the greatness within yourself. It's like a lot of us been through that stuff. But like when you start self-actualizing, like where I'm going, you're gonna repel them. The emotional vampires, those emotional terrorists, all this stuff. You being a solid dude, that's gonna repel them because they're not built for that turn. They're not built for that run. She's a scratch off. Treat her as such.
OT, why you make that face when he said some of us have been through it? You've been through it.
Oh, for time out. First off, I'm reading the chat.
You reading the chat.
You good over there? You know what I'm saying? I'm coming for you. No, I got you.
I was just doing the test to make sure you were here with us.
I'm good. I'm Gucci.
Yeah, I mean, just to answer that real quick, I think y'all crushed that one, but I think, men got to redefine what far is in the community. I think like when you were young, you think far is just being able to run through a lot of women or having that ability to just being highly desired. But when you get older and you live a little bit of life, you realize far is being able to find the right woman and go far with her, last a long time, maintain your relationship with her. But I think not enough men see that as far until they get a bit older and they done made a lot of mistakes chasing women that are beneath them, if I have to be quite frank. But in the moment, status be making you feel like she's a trophy or a prize or something that you should be pursuing, and then you get her and realize, look, I'm not going to speak down on women, but you realize it's not what you hyped it up to be in your mind, right? So, I think if we could shift that mindset to men from a young age, like, hey, far is being in a productive relationship, then we'll see a drastic difference in that. And good to great men tend to live that way. Now, again, they may get into the relationship and maybe feeling like they missing out on things or whatever, but if they take a quick glance around at their homeboys and stuff 10 years later, you'll see why it was best for you to stay in that relationship and build with that woman that you know is solid, more so than just being out there running through women. So that's my take on that, man. But salute to Dallas for donating, man. Hell of a question. As well, Sling with the fireball. OT being kind of hypocritical, not going for the 9 or the 10 because she don't have it. Oh, do you want to respond to these accusations?
Ooh,
Get them.
9 out of 10, and she got money. She got a decent personality. However, she cuss a lot. Like, no, she's not gonna be on my no. So I'm saying, like, it could be something that's like the woman was saying earlier. It could just be something off about her. No. And I'm taking the 7 because she wants me. Like, I know she wants me. I don't have to convince her. I don't have to spend money on her. I don't have to do all these extra things just to get her. The 7, she clearly wants me in the beginning. So why would not I be interested in somebody that wants me back?
But you don't know if the other girl wants you back because she don't know you.
And I don't need to chase either.
That right there
know.
really what it is, though.
It's just something about men that don't want pursuit.
I can still pursue the woman that wants me. Why can I do that? She wants me. She's not. I didn't say she was chasing me. She wants me. I'm going to pursue the woman that wants me. I'm not about to chase somebody that I have to convince. No.
I didn't say chase. I didn't say convince. All of that. I said pursue.
You said chase.
Women, I do believe women should be pursued. I don't think that women should be pursuing men.
No.
You can still like. She can still like me, and I still pursue her. Is what I'm saying.
But I don't agree with that, Kayla, because it's far less great men out here than it is great women. So,
who said that? Where you get that from?
Man should be pursued. For real.
Where you get that from? Who told you that?
That's just a fact of it. A great
from
man.
Where? Where you get that fact?
What you mean? Where I get that fact? Y'all outnumber us, right?
No. It's actually more men on the planet than women.
On the planet. I think he's talking about the United States, though. Just keeping it
not
right
even
there.
we ain't even gonna go that big.
Okay.
Most black
women, black folks.
Exactly. Most black women only will marry a black man.
Okay.
Most, right? So when you get to the black man, we ain't gonna sit up in a cap like they don't have black people that's bombs. A lot of us dying, a lot of us in jail.
Okay.
A woman of substance, and gay, right?
Okay.
A woman of substance, she is not even gonna have those men on the radar. Right. So that X out at least 30% of the field, 30, 40% of the field. That's a low number. I'm being generous.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So for the rest of the men that's there, you don't know what you have. You might have a man that on the outside, he getting money, he got the fly car, got all this type of shit, but he can't keep a woman because he don't know how to talk to women. You get what I'm saying? So a great man is rare out here, and most great men get married early. That's just how it works. So a great man, when you run into that man, you need to be pursuing him. Because the odds of you running into another one is slim to none.
I want to ask you a question, Kayla. Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna ask you a question.
So, but just
real quick.
Real quick. If there's slim to none good men, do you believe there's slim to none good women out here?
It's more good women.
Per y'all talking points of like she got a baby mama, she got a baby daddy. Rather, she's career oriented, masculine. She's uncooperative. All these things, like all the women that are left, because y'all make it seem like that they're at a very scarce as well.
It's still more than men.
Would that not be accurate?
No, that's not accurate.
No, y'all said this like the last three shows in a row
Not me.
about how there ain't no women that's out here that's ready for marriage. There, but
I didn't say that.
Okay, but I'm just saying per consensus.
Just because they're not ready for marriage don't mean they're not good women.
And I think the point is this, Kayla. It's not that a man won't chase you. He don't want to chase you for nothing. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like,
of course, but I'm saying just men in general that are willing to chase versus men that will take the woman that chases them because certain women, there's a scarcity. So you say you're great, but you want to take just the good woman because she's only good. So she has to pursue you versus the woman that's great. You don't think you're great, but you don't want the great woman.
I hear what you're saying. But what again? Let me know if I'm off. Oh, let me know if I'm off. But what he's saying is that he rather chase the supposedly 7 because she likes him for real. Uh-huh. You see what I'm saying? And if she's got some.
But you don't know if the 9 to 10 likes you yet. The difference is the barrier to entry.
No, he's saying he's not.
You don't know if the 9 likes you because you haven't pursued her. You haven't taken any effort to say, hey, can we get lunch? What works for your schedule? Versus the girl that's texting you like, I pulled up to your job. I'm outside with food.
Wow.
But what we do know is he said that the 9 talk real loud one day and it kind of turned him off.
Caleb.
See, men only, it's a thin line for a man picking his wife and a girl or sleeping with a woman. It's a real thin line. They can do something real simple like talk loud, get drunk, fall off the toilet, spit out the window. And they could have been a 9.5 and they no longer qualify. That's what men, there's men that do that.
Hold on.
I'm gonna ask you a question, Caleb.
Men do that.
The men that you're interested in, how do they know that you like them? How do they know to pursue you?
I thought we weren't getting personal.
Whoa!
No,
you always do this. You always do this.
In general, like that doesn't mean like you are available.
No, that's why I asked you. What's the honor in the chase?
I thought we were keeping.
What's the honor in the chase? It comes back to that question. What's the honor in the chase? What is he? What's so special about you?
Is winning the best.
Hypothetically.
According to what?
Hypothetically.
According to what?
According to whatever it is that you think is the best, whatever it is that you think.
What do you bring to the table? You got to put it
again. A person that has that 9 out of 10. Y'all saying the one thing that's off has to be this huge deal breaker. And remember, I said all deal breakers were taken care of.
It didn't have to be
whatever
a big
those
thing.
things the person didn't have, they're things that you can deal with.
It doesn't have to be a big thing. It could be.
But again, like it's something that you can deal with. Spitting out the window, obviously, I could see a lot of people not being able to deal with that. But I'm saying it could have been any of the things that the men up here said that there was something that they worked through with their partner. It could have been something work throughable.
But he's saying why work through it when he got the 7 over here that didn't cause any kind of questionable, didn't present any questionable habits. It was good from A through Z. So
Taylor, you got to take that out.
7.
What?
You got to take that out, sweetheart.
I don't. Unanimous decision.
We finally got Queen Sheba. Now we got B. Taylor, Queen Sheba on the team.
No. I don't want to. Hey, listen. I want to be able to tell her family she fought a good fight.
That red shirt and come home.
I just don't think. I don't think y'all are seeing what I'm saying, but it's okay.
I hear you.
We hear you, Caleb.
No, I don't think y'all do.
But it is.
I don't think y'all do.
Taylor, I've been listening to you for about 25 minutes. I've heard everything from start to finish. You got to take that out.
It is way less great men than it is great women. Yes. For real. You know why? Because look, a great man will go out and get this goddamn humongous fucking job, business, and all that, and still would date a Walmart cashier. You take a woman and put her in that, a Walmart cashier dude is a blank face to her.
What we look for is as close to peace as possible. Most women look for as close to perfection for them as possible. That's the difference.
So you cut off like when a woman start progressing in her life, the more levels she hit, the more men she X off her list. That's how it works. Men don't do that.
I just don't believe that. My friend works in venture capital and she's dating a guy that cleans planes for Delta.
Okay,
would you like $250,000 and he's pursuing acting, and per job he works for Delta. He is not that guy, but the mental strength and support that she brings him, they are great.
Kayla, you got to realize there are some anomalies in y'all species, right? There's some anomalies.
Species.
Right? Yeah,
shout out to all 8 of y'all.
I am endangered.
Some women, they like, look, I just want a man that's working and can provide me peace no matter what he's doing, right?
Right.
But most women of her caliber is not going to accept a man cleaning a plane. That's just a fact.
But Smooth, I think you got it backwards. I think the young ladies list are longer when they're younger. As they get older, they are more receiving, or they accept more.
You know why?
No?
Not when
Okay.
you're making 250,000.
Exactly. When a woman starts
She was
making,
married to a lawyer that made
That's a
more than her,
$250,000
and he
now.
was a good man. But
You couldn't find nobody at Amazon?
Why? She been through it already. You see what I'm saying? Because the truth of the matter
exactly, Taylor. That's all we saying.
She been through it already. The truth of the matter is and I said this before, I'll say it again. Lady, hey, y'all can agree with me or not, but once a lady hits a certain standard, she hardly ever, never, ever go backwards.
That is a fact, man.
Well, maybe not.
Maybe
not on a regular basis.
That's true.
But there's a tale of several women that are very professional and high earners that sometimes find themselves not having that baby they want, and they'll get with darn near a Pookie and have a baby.
But most kids that clean the plane, those are kids. I used to be an international flight. Those are kids that are coming on cleaning those planes.
I'm just saying sometimes it happens that way. They have everything. They have everything they could possibly want, but they don't have that baby, and they realize there's a man requirement for that. And they decide that, okay, their reasoning may be all wrong. And it could be that they feel like they can control this person or whatever, but they'll get with a person that is not what we would say on the same level, and they'll have a baby with them. They will.
Hey, I want the guys to really, or everybody, just like to correct me if I'm wrong. Good men are convenient. Great men are exceedingly rare and earned.
Man, look, Kayla. If y'all want,
really quick, smooth. SB, I get what you're saying, but I just don't agree with that. I mean, if you look at Forrest Whitaker, he didn't become a famous actor until he was in his 40s.
Okay.
Who's to say that her dude isn't that guy, and he just is he's acting, he's done little jobs, he's trying to get his career out there. Just because it hasn't happened yet, it doesn't mean that he's just some guy that cleans planes, because I don't believe she would be with him if he was just some guy that cleans planes. She's very intelligent young woman that needs mental stimulation. So I don't think that we can say that. Like, what happened to building? Last episode, we was all into the woman building with a man, and now what happened?
I'm cool.
She's already built.
That's a significant
She
gap.
already built with a man.
She's already built, not with a man. She's already built by herself, and now she's missing something.
She was married before.
She was
got married like shortly after Howard.
Exactly.
Okay, y'all
She was
talking about a
married
particular
to a lawyer, right?
I didn't know we were talking about a
Yeah, he
particular
was a lawyer.
person. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So
She said her
she
friend.
married before. She went
And
through the ringer with
he
a
met
man.
the checklist, like the career, like kind of the checklist. But like
And she
we were talking
seen
about
that
those
wasn't
intangibles.
enough. She seen the career wasn't enough. That's what she seen. Regardless of how it played out, when she got with this man and she started making that bread and all that, he was making that bread too. She looked around and was like, "Is this it?" Because she got money, and it's not like she's tied to this man as far as financially. So her thoughts are clear. Because when you tie to somebody financially, you make the wrong decisions. That's just how it works.
I mean, but
if
she
you
always
got
said
money,
they both built each other up. She speaks
Okay.
highly of her ex. Like
Yeah.
they definitely were connected intellectually, but in relationship, there has to be, what do we say? That it factor that a person sees you deeper than just doing the things on the checklist. Like he comes home, he takes the trash out, he does all the things right, but
He's strictly utilities.
He's convenient.
Exactly. He was.
I don't think he was
Utilities. He
He
can
was
have
convenient.
great
telling you.
sex
I'm
and
I don't
take
think
the
he was
cash out.
convenient. I think when you're young, you think you want something. You're taught to want something for a particular reason, especially as a woman. You're taught to pick a husband because he does this and he does that and he has this and he's a leader and he's a provider and he's a protector before you really know what you need
Oh shit,
as a
she's
woman
in
and
the
as
chat,
a
Kayla.
person.
She's in the chat. She said, "I don't appreciate you telling my damn business."
Uh-oh.
I'm just kidding.
No, I'm about to say there's no way she did because she was here last show and told me to tell her story.
That was
I would
good.
never know
I'm
who
just
she is.
kidding.
Okay.
But
Bring her up.
I
Drop
was
the
about to
link.
say, ain't no
Drop the link.
way, because she actually told me to tell this story
we can
last week.
If
But
we can,
Kayla, for real,
So
like,
Kayla, is she saying she loves this man and he leads her and he provides for her and they're putting everything in one pot? Is that what she's saying? Is
They're
that
not
the reason?
married. They're
Oh.
just dating. They're just
Oh.
dating.
Oh God. Okay.
What the hell, Trill? What the hell?
Kayla. So, but what I'm
All right,
saying is, she is
smooth this to just the last point, and then we're gonna get back to Panabilla. Go ahead.
all right. So look, she's been married before. She done been through the ringer. If she was a woman, if she was the same woman that hasn't been married and been through it with a man, she would not be looking at somebody that cleaned a damn plane, making $200,000. That is off the list. That man is a blank face. You are a walking robot. That
So
is
you're
a
saying
fact.
now she could see a man for who he is past what he
yeah,
does?
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
Get a better understanding
Yes.
on what it takes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what
Because
women
she
need to
knows
do.
more.
They need to see the man for who he
She
is.
understands
Yes, ma'am.
life and love is more than some damn money.
Because the truth,
But most women don't get to that level.
the truth of the matter is, the way we raise, women are raised to take care of themselves and their children. Men are raised to take care of the families. Right. So that's what happens in most cases, that again, women are looking for provision only. They don't really care about the dude. All they care about is the utility.
Excuse me. Utility.
You see what I'm saying? Like I said before, and I don't know if y'all heard, but if y'all, and I'm not asking y'all to tell y'all personal experiences, but in most cases, right, when y'all was raised up and the people that told y'all about relationships, right, more than likely to girls, they put men as some sort of enemy to y'all. Right? Watch out for men. They might do this, girl. They might do that. I ain't saying everybody, Queen Sheba. I'm saying some people, right? Most, right? And me putting myself out here, this is what I'm saying from what my mother taught my sisters. You see what I'm saying? So, hey, watch out for this. Watch out for that. Watch out for this. She never told her how to act with a man that was right. She ain't never teach my sisters how to treat a man, how to love a man. That wasn't the motive.
That's a fact. My mom did the same thing.
It was always
my mom was on some make sure that man doing for you.
Yeah.
Period. Like
Because
that was
that
the
is
number one thing.
Because that is important.
Well, see, that's the problem.
However, it has to be deeper. It has to be deeper than that.
Exactly. And that's why she divorced him.
Well, see that, and I said that's the problem. It's like they treat them early that these men are disposable. You talking about protect and provide. There's other problem solving and procreation. So you get a half-ass dude trying to do a full-time job and he's not built for the position. That's why you got to ask yourself, do you want an asset or do you want a trophy? Trophies get dusty. They're nice to sit on the shelf, but then who's talking about a trophy after a while? An asset accrues value over time.
I mean, if it's an Olympic gold medal, I think that
oh my God.
Let's go.
Just in closing, thank you all for making my point so that when we speak in the future on someone that's husband material, we can get past the protector, provider, leader, and all of that. We can get past that and start getting into men actually being good people, actually being likable, actually having I wrote down everything that we said, having good communication, having depth, discipline, humor, being sharp, being decisive, being a good listener, and understanding how to work your body language in the room.
It's just I appreciate all of you guys this evening. This has been a beautiful day.
Okay, let's get through the chats, man, so we can get them out of here. Get through the super chat.
All right, man. Wow, 10 ball, man. Great men do great things that will ultimately set up their family and communities for long-term success. Sometimes that means you got to be the bad guy. We often don't recognize what great men do. That's facts. That's facts. Sheldon, the 10 ball. Do we ask this about women not being great mothers? If they abort, CPS took their kids, gave the kids up for adoption or foster care at a drop box or with grandparents. What's known is ignored. I'm just saying. Jesus. Cold with the fireball. When morals, mindset, discipline, mannerisms align, that's an exceptional man.
Okay.
I agree with that. Dallas says, tell Kayla this ain't Lord of the Rings with all of this king talk.
Hell, yes, it is.
Oh my God. Marcus, silent is not always golden. That's a fact. Sheldon with the 20 ball. I appreciate it, my boy. Says, after Ronan just spoke, I wholeheartedly agree with the thesis of being a great man. Those men are outlasted from family and make their own mark in the world. That makes a difference that no one else wants to do. It's definitely true. I agree with that one. Appreciate you, bro. Marcus with the fireball tonight was a great show. Good night and be good. Appreciate you, Marcus. You already know, man. That's family right there. Dallas, Kayla is lost in the sauce on men's interest. Well, okay, man. Web Sling with the 10 ball. Trolling aside, I understand OT's point. He'd rather pursue a 100% sure thing than gamble on a 9 or 10. A lot of men chase women just for her to choose the man that ain't doing anything but show up. That's true as well. Big Mel, 20 piece. Boy, say Kayla wants the power and the relationship from the chase. OT knows the game. This is chess, not checkers. True.
Damn it.
Out there like you chose me.
I don't think that that's true. I think good queens do exactly what they do on the chessboard. They protect by being able to go everywhere and do everything.
The queen protects the king. She can go
exactly.
Everywhere.
That's what I just said.
But if the king gets caught, that's ball game. So you gotta do your job, baby.
Al with the 10 piece.
No problem. Ain't nobody saying nothing about that.
I know a man who worked double shifts to put his kids through school.
Without violence?
Without violence. Still took time to read, play with his kids, sacrificed sleep only 3 hours, gave everything. His kids didn't show up to his funeral.
Oh, wow.
That's man. I wish I can give y'all some personal shit like that.
Oh my!
Next week, man. Next week. But look, appreciate everybody for pulling up on us, man. I was trying to get out here for the fold. Y'all are creative.
We good.
Y'all creative, man. But look, I appreciate everybody for pulling up the panel. Y'all already know it's love, man. Crusader Nation chat been going crazy all night. Kenny T in the building. You understand me? It's been a hell of a conversation, man. I definitely appreciate everybody for pulling up. We're gonna be back at this thing again next Wednesday, 9:30-ish. Queen Sheba has an announcement to make.
Oh, so pull up on January 31st. We are having Hood Bingo. I mean, not Hood Bingo. Shit. A Hood Spelling Bee on my page. It's a $500 prize. I said, why did I say Hood Bingo?
Okay.
I love bingo.
Right.
It's a hood.
My grandma.
Maybe you need to add that in.
Right. It's a Hood Spelling Bee. It's 5th grade level. You win. It's winner takes all. We're going to bring you up 2 by 2. We're going to rotate for 1 hour. If you get knocked out, you knocked out. You stay until until somebody takes you out of the elimination round. It's January 31st, 7:30 p.m. So $500 prize in the moment. You get your money on the spot.
54.
Yeah.
Fifth grade level.
Spelling bee, not bingo. Spelling bee.
Put the money on the TV. I like that type of
Put the money on the TV.
What they know about it?
And watch them. Watch them.
Right, you gotta watch.
So we mispronounced the word in the sentence, but it's your job to spell it right. So I may have said Johnny dropped his dollar on the flow.
Dollar?
Flow.
Flow?
How do you spell flow?
Floor. So the word is floor. So you would spell it. But we would tell you what the word is and we can send you a list. But just pull up. It'll be fun. Winner takes all. $500. just for the winner, one winner. So yeah,
I'm looking forward to it,
gonna be
man. Y'all
fun.
might as
do
well
that.
just send me the money now.
That's a great idea.
You don't even
I'm
gotta
about
go
to say
through all
5th
that.
grade level. I got you.
Oh, my
Yeah, because see,
God.
that's no dysfunction. That's no silent letters. That's straight 6 letters.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's
like
gonna be good.
you like well, you get it.
Mm-hmm.
Blue.
All of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's gonna trip a lot of people up. There and
That's
there.
definitely
Cloud,
gonna eliminate some
there and
people.
there.
Conjugations. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, look at Kayla with the SAT word. Okay.
Your. You are.
There, and there.
There you go. Oh, but what if you use it incorrectly in a sentence?
That's hood.
I mean, are you
Ooh,
supposed to use it? Especially when you're doing there and there.
All you have to do is spell it. We'll tell you the word. All you have to do is spell it correctly.
Right, yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be tricky.
That's how we
It's
make
gonna
groceries.
be good. It's gonna be entertaining.
No
to
and
see
no.
some people at our big age. I cannot wait to see this.
Look, the farther you get away, the harder it is. What you?
You know what I'm
You
saying?
said 5th grade level.
Yeah, it's gonna be all 5th grade level. Are you smarter than a 5th grader?
With grown people,
No.
these big
No.
ages. Woo, this gonna be good.
That's gonna be crazy. I can't wait to see it.
5th grade, baby.
But yeah, man, make sure y'all pull up today. Anybody else got any announcements before we get up out of here?
Oh, I got puppies for sale. Puppies for
I
sale.
knew it. I knew you were gonna.
Oh, they were so cute.
Of course, I'm a real hustler. Yeah, man. Real hustler.
Facts, man. Tap in the bro platforms, man. That's
come with paperwork.
__.
Exactly.
Trill, I just want to tell you thank you for last Saturday. It was an outstanding show.
I agree, man. I appreciate you having me for sure. I definitely enjoyed that.
And I will say, everybody listening to the sound of my voice, you all are curse breakers. 2023, y'all gonna kick ass and take names. No bullshit. You get on adversity, but you're gonna be built better for this. So this is the time to kick ass and seize power.
Facts. And that is a beautiful way to wrap this thing up, man. On that note, y'all, we gone, man. It's been another episode of Cruising with the
I'm about to say, what is it?
Cruising with the crew. Cruising with the crew. Oh.
What happened to crew neck?
Cruising with the crew.
What happened to crew neck?
Episode of Chopping Crude. That's
Chopped and Crude. That's hard though on the low. On the low, that's kind of hard.
I like cruising with the crew.
You know, again, like I said, man, we're gonna come up with three final ones. We're gonna bring it to the show and we're gonna vote, man. We're gonna take a poll on it.
Houston flavor, chopped and crude.
I can't wait, man. But
Cruise day.
Ooh, that's a cold one.
Well, you know what? It's hump day.
You've been looking at my story. You looking at my story, huh? You looking at my
kind of went over into the
Looking at my
next
story.
day.
But yeah, so like I said, man, we're gonna figure it out eventually. Because again, man, you know, this is a hell of a conversation, man. We got to come up with some type of name for it, some type of fly name, and we will. But y'all keep on sending them to me, man. You know, y'all done been unsuccessful thus far, man. But I got faith in y'all. I got faith in y'all. But until next time, man, we are out of here, man. Love y'all. Be safe, man. Take care of each other. Until next Wednesday, 9:30 ish. We're gonna be right back in the same place. We gone. Love.